hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's the over-under on the snow?
Inches? I'd say 2.
2?
2 is the over-under.
I'll say 2.5.
So that's
So
the over.
That's the over.
Yeah,
That's how that works.
I'm going to go with the over.
There you go. We're a gambling podcast now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully figuring out or helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this week. I don't know.
Hopefully throwing some laughs in there.
Hopefully, yeah, getting you through. Well, if you live in Northern Virginia, what's a long commute?
Yeah.
Or if you live in Richmond, what is yard work?
Yeah.
Right.
Those are probably the main places that we're pulling people from. Actually, I did do a deep dive the other day, and we got a lot of people in California that listen to the show. We got a lot of people in Connecticut,
Really?
a lot of people in Massachusetts.
Do we know anyone in the? I don't know a lot of people in these
We
places.
got a big supporter in California who might be spreading the word.
I know.
Yeah,
obviously.
we got a couple. I know a couple people in
Yeah.
those places, but not enough to account for the number of downloads I see come out of those areas. And then when you look around the world,
Yeah.
we're hot in Australia right now.
Really?
Don't know why.
Because they're on lockdown. They can't go anywhere. They got nothing to do.
That's one hell of a lockdown when you get to the bottom of the podcast barrel and you go, "What's this?"
I only deal with Apple, the podcast app, and I've searched for every now and then. I'll search for new podcasts to listen to, and you can't ours never pop up on any list, even
Hell
though we've
no.
won multiple awards. But I wonder how people in Australia even hear about us.
The only thing I can think is that you're looking for a very specific topic.
Is there another aggregator that maybe we could rank higher on? I don't know.
I'm saying like if you do podcast with the liberal wrestler, maybe
yeah.
maybe you find it through that, and then
That's
you
a
go,
timely reference. That was 5 years ago.
It's a good episode.
Yeah, it was good.
I just that actually popped up on one of my my Google photo memories things. I looked down, I was like, "Look at that! It's the liberal wrestler."
I miss having guests.
You could see
life was
people-
better then.
people may be Googling or searching searching the word Halloween, and we pop up a good number
I
of
have
times.
started putting meta tags on the, but it only works in YouTube.
What's a meta tag?
Just little tags that are on the back of the file. So if someone goes in YouTube,
Is
and
that like a hashtag?
Yeah, but it's how they search for it. So if somebody,
So that's a Facebook thing because it's Meta's Facebook?
Not everything.
no, meta's just them trying to co-op a word.
Man, I don't even know about this stuff. That's how out of touch I am.
Yeah, they're just co-oping a word. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, Meta was obviously a word before Facebook decided to take it
meta
over.
tags have been on the back of every single file that's on the internet forever. So if you see a photo online, on the back side of that photo or meta tag says this is.
How do you see a back of a internet
the
photo?
Google crawler does.
Okay.
And it goes, oh, this photo is
Yeah.
about this, this, and this. That's
So it's descriptors?
exactly.
Okay.
But in YouTube, I do put RVA, podcast, beer, whatever. If there was a guest, you put the guest name. And then when someone would have to get pretty far down a damn YouTube rabbit hole before we pop,
Yeah.
I'd have to go look at the stats because unfortunately our videos suck. It's literally the image
Yeah.
and then a bunch of spoken word. That's not how YouTube's supposed to work.
Nah.
I don't know if you know that, Troy, because you were saying
No, I do know that.
More
But I
videos
do
now.
know, I think surprisingly that works for a lot of people that work in corporate. They'll have access to YouTube and they'll put it on while they're doing their Excel and whatever.
In the early days of podcasting, when iTunes was kind of the only game in town, iTunes would allow you to put meta tags on the back of every single file. And so in the first 5 years of podcasts or so, you could get found very easily because somebody could quite simply say, I'm looking for a podcast about this. And it would be like, "Boop, here they are. But now they no longer support that.
Huh.
So I actually have to work.
Oh,
That's not good.
work sucks.
Yeah, it's nonsense.
I have a question though. When you're tracking where the
This is going to take a while.
podcast is being listened
Yes.
from,
Okay.
is that like your cell phone says 757 area code. You're listening in Richmond, but it's
It's looking at your IP address. And the IP
Right.
address is tied to a locality, tied to your address, technically.
Okay.
Now,
'Cause
you,
your
Whatever
IP
Wi-Fi you're pulling off of.
yeah.
The Wi-Fi. Okay.
So, but
'Cause-
technically, like if I'm on a VPN and I'm like tunneling into my office in a secure network in New York or something,
Yeah.
then my computer says I'm in New York.
So
Then
our
as soon as
Australia
Could be someone
could
who
be
works for an
someone
Australian corporate.
lives in Richmond but works for an Australian corporation.
That's not how I think.
Yeah, no one would do that.
No, we're worldwide.
Yeah. Oh no, we are worldwide. Like if you look, there are so many downloads in random ass countries where I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Are those bots?
Oh, the ones in China. Every time we get a bunch from China, I was like, I don't even remember talking Mandarin, so I don't think
Yeah.
they're listening to this. Plus, the internet is so locked down there that I have to believe that
For
that's
real.
China. 'Cause
Somebody.
every episode, you get one China. And I think that is literally the Chinese government.
Yeah, I doubt
like,
we're being translated into whatever.
No, they're just making sure that we're not giving away some secret.
Yeah.
They're infiltrating the back way through inside the pallet house.
Yeah, which they're treating the Uyghurs horribly.
Yeah.
So there now we'll get 2 downloads in China
Yeah.
because of the travesties they're committing over there against that entire population. I mean, that's basically genocide at this point.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous. I saw
man.
some.
What are you doing?
I'm pissing off the Chinese.
Exactly.
The Chinese scanners, dude. It's unbelievable what they're doing to that entire population over there.
They've said Chinese 12 times already, 5 minutes into this.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, we're
And the Uyghurs. I'm going to drop
Yeah.
that
There you go.
another
Yeah.
time. Yeah, that thing's like, boom. We got one, sir. We got one. This guy's right here. They're talking about the atrocities. I did see some drone footage today, so it's top of mind. Some guy had a drone over there, and he flew over, and there was just this camp with all these Chinese guards and all of these Uyghurs lined up with masks over their face. They were shackled into the ground, and like there were hundreds of these poor people, and they were being loaded onto trains. Where have we seen that before? And I'm just like, this is god awful. There you go, China. You heard me.
yeah.
I'm calling it out.
Tighten up. Fix your
Ludicrous.
shit. Get it together.
And you'll
Figure
never
it
get
out.
rid of Tiananmen Square. We know what happened.
Boom.
Boy, I am really going all in on China right now.
RVA's #1 political podcast.
Yeah, sorry.
The jokes are flying.
Sorry. Yeah, where am I supposed to go with this? Yeah, that's not good. Okay, let's take a
Let's
step
reset.
back. Let's take a step back. Today will forever be known as the day at least every woman in my wife's circle of friends, they all woke up a little moister than they should have been.
Oh, yeah. Saw that.
Okay, so do you know where I'm going
where
with
you're going,
that? If
because
I just say they all woke up moist.
I brought
Moist?
it up to my wife, and I said, do I have anything to be worried about? She was like, no. And I was like, I don't know.
My wife brought it up as I was leaving the dinner table. I was walking upstairs, and she dropped the bomb. She said, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet are getting a divorce today. It's official. And my youngest daughter said, Mom, you got a chance. I yelled down the stairs. I was like, grounded. Yeah. Which is hilarious because as soon as I grow a beard, she's like, ew, so hairy. That dude has
Yeah,
hair
that
coming
dude
out
is
of
nut-
every orifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the women think he's so sexy.
You know, I mean, the dude's a damn good-looking dude. What's funny is when you see him with short hair and no beard, he looks like a totally different dude.
He's a schmuck.
You think so?
I don't know. I'm sure he's
I thought you had a story to go with that.
no, because what I can't ever find out because what if like he and I became friends? I can't even trust him in my house.
He's listening.
Yeah, Jason, if you're listening, hit us up.
We like to discuss.
My good friend JM. Yeah, I believe that when I see it.
Of course you couldn't. No married man would trust him.
No,
in
because
this.
he's on the list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's that.
Oh, is he
fictional-
like so?
One of the five?
So,
Yeah, he's on the list.
so my wife's weird because she's not into him, but most women. I would assume most women are.
The entire. I know my wife's phone started going off at 5 in the morning this morning. Literally,
Bing, bing,
and it
bing.
was like a big old group text of all these girls she's friends with, and they were like,
It was a hot topic, huh?
yeah, and one of them was like, "Did you hear the news?" And then it's like, blink, blink, blink. The phone's going off. All the women were up at 5 in the morning.
You need to look at that
Doing
phone because
their
I guarantee
hair.
it's nothing but pictures.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable. So yeah, her list just got a little closer to home.
You gotta
Well,
think.
isn't she a lot older?
Yes.
Lisa Bonet.
Yeah.
because she's like
She was on the
my age.
Cosby
Look it up.
Show.
Look it up. Look up her age and
She was on
I
the
forgot-
Cosby.
Yeah,
Show.
she was on the Cosby Show. I know.
Yeah.
that.
So I mean, she's certainly older.
She was in her like 20s back in the 80s or
She
something.
was the oldest kid on
Yeah.
the Cosby Show.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
what
first thing, they split. That's
Of
right
course.
there.
It's
Type
a big
age.
deal.
Ooh, damn. She's 54.
And how
Yeah.
old is he?
Like, he's our age or younger.
He's I
He's
think
27?
Yeah. Can you believe it?
He's
Wild.
42.
Ew.
So it's 12 years
56
older?
or so- Yeah,
Did
12
you, did you say 54?
56 and 42.
I thought you said 54.
I thought he did too.
Did I say 54?
So it's between 14 and 12 years old.
Yeah.
So,
12 years.
well, all the women are going absolutely batty. So that is officially what this day will go down as
Okay.
forever. The day he was released
For
back
real,
to the
though.
wild.
You're telling me that dude hadn't stepped out on her?
No, he's a saint.
Oh, but she already has a kid with Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah, she's been married.
But I thought they were married too. So I guess that was predates. Obviously, that predates him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's just a weird relationship.
Yeah.
He-
No, she's
she-
got.
Well,
she's
see,
got a
what's
kid
weird?
with-
I think what happened that's weird is she was the famous one when she and Jason got together, and then he blew up and turned into like the super sexy superhero
Yeah, she was
dude.
a B-list celebrity.
Yeah, and then
at
she
best.
fallen. Yeah.
Yeah, because she was married to Lenny from 87 to 93, which is 6 years.
See, that's ludicrous.
And then
Like,
she
that's
was
so
only
old.
she was only married
Yeah.
to Jason for not even 5 years, but they have 2 kids together.
She had kids.
Momoa gets it done.
Hold on, she had kids when she was 48.
Yeah, yeah, she's got 2 kids with Jason.
He's officially
hang
on
on,
the
hang
list.
on,
It could have
hang
been.
on. I'm only looking at when they were married.
Yeah, they were
A lot of
together
these
longer.
celebrities like to pop them out, not get married, and hang on for a
Yeah.
little while.
Celebrities. So does your wife have a list though? You said that he
No,
wasn't on.
I've never asked for her list, but if she has a guy, she's good. She never fawns over anybody.
Do you have a list?
of chicks I'd like to sleep with?
No, not that you'd like to sleep with that
That you
list. I
have
don't
a
have
ho-
time
like,
for that. There's
your
only
wife's-
17 hours left
Yeah,
on this card.
Like
Your
the
wife's
whole-
going to give you a hall pass.
the hall pass thing, the whole like top,
Yeah.
like pick 5 celebrities if I ever ran into them
Yeah.
and ran my game. I don't think I have a list.
You've never. Oh yeah, we've definitely played this game.
We haven't played this game.
Yeah, we went down the list because she started dropping some names on the list. So I was like, well, I'm going to throw some names out there
Right.
too. But I chose like a couple like local girls just to like seed the list, you know?
Like somebody attainable, maybe.
Yeah, I was like, well, there's
That weather girl on NBC. No.
yeah. There's like, I was like, okay, so it's Jewel, Mandy at Hooters. Just seed that list with some potential.
Mandy M or Mandy B? Let's just say Mandy.
Let's just say Mandy.
Right,
Just say
right.
Mandy at Hooters. But yeah, so like we had our list, and then we got down to like my 5th, and so I go and Eddie Vedder. And she's like, he's on my list, and I was like, we'll see who wins that bet. So I threw her for a loop there, but he was definitely on her list. So if we ever come to a party and Eddie Vedder's there, that's going to be an awkward situation
Three-way.
between the couple.
It's gonna be an awkward 3-way.
It's gonna be awkward for me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have any desire, but like there's a competitive side of me. And like I'll be damn
Yeah.
if she's gonna win out.
I find it funny that Eddie Vedder's on your wife's list.
Oh yeah, she likes these scraggly guys, but then as soon as I get scraggly,
yeah.
she's like, ugh, disgusting.
Yeah, get clean cut.
Yeah, like what the hell?
So her list
Ugh.
is composed of guys with beards and just looks
Yeah.
like they haven't bathed in a few weeks.
Yeah,
So here's
she's
a
got
little-
Momoa, Eddie Vedder, Danny DeVito.
So they
Butterbean.
Butterbean, yeah. So this is a little
Elvis's corpse.
this is a little survey from January of 2020, and I just typed in most most desired hall pass women for men, celebrities,
Okay.
and they ranked them. And
Like
number
this. Stu's
number
producing over
one
here.
is Margot Robbie, then Scarlett Johansson,
Yeah,
Mila Kunis, Megan Fox, and then Jessica Alba. Was the top 5.
I mean, I don't know if I'd put. I mean,
But
I don't know
that's
if I put
that
any of
skews a
them.
little younger.
I mean, Jewel's always gonna be my number one with a bullet.
Because she holds a place in your heart.
Always has. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Since like college, I was just, oh man.
Elle McPherson, 24, number 24 out of the 25.
That's who your crush would have been.
I like Ella McPherson. I think that would be, but she's a little older.
This dude's like Betty Page, Betty White. He's got a whole list of Bettys.
The cast of the Golden Girls
Yeah.
Hey, wait.
Just Blanche 3 times.
today. The cast today.
She was a horny beast.
She was, dude. As a little kid, I was always like, I don't know, man. She's pretty hot. Like, all I was looking for was just someone who was into me, and Blanche seemed into me.
You know who I fell in love with in the 90s that probably would have been on my list? Would have been Gwen Stefani.
Oh, yeah, she's still probably on the list because she's a rock star. Like,
Yeah.
I know now she's this other celebrity person, but back then, like, watching her just be a badass.
Yeah.
Like, I remember she broke her arm in a concert once that I saw.
And just kept going.
She just kept going with her arm just kind of hanging there. She was like, I'm not stopping.
Well,
I saw Jewel do a concert with a broken arm and a sling once.
Nice. She
She-
probably splinted it herself.
She said
There.
I don't know if this
herself.
was I don't know if this was true, but they said she fell off a horse.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I was
so-
thinking. I forget where I was going with the conversation.
Oh, you were talking about back in the 90s or the
Oh,
list, or
I was floored when I found out Jewel was. I was all into that show that her family and everybody was on. What was the name of that show?
it was a reality show. No.
Yeah, it was a reality show about her parents that lived up. It was like the Alaska, the Last Frontier or something.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Then,
was
like,
her.
The
that was her
Kilchers,
dad,
the Kilchers
yeah.
are from Nome, Alaska.
Yeah.
If that's what you want.
Yeah. So, because I remember back, because Gwen, there was a span there where she was with what's his name, the lead singer from Bush, because Bush, Goo Goo Dolls, No
Gavin.
Doubt. That was a tour for like, I saw him 3 times in like a 2-year span, and she was always
Gavin. Never liked Bush.
Mm.
That was not a
You
good
all right
band.
there?
Yeah, that took me back.
Bud
Just-
Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just cracked a Bud Light. I haven't had a Bud Light probably literally since we did the Light Lager Challenge, and I realized
That's been a while.
You're
I
not
don't-
a Bud Light guy.
I don't like Bud Light that much. And I just tasted it, and sure enough,
No.
there it was. There's all this extra flavor that's unneeded, and that's not necessarily great.
That's the
That's Bud Light.
That is
Yeah,
Bud Light in a
I-
nutshell.
Beechwood aged.
Troy, where's your...
I don't. We've never had that conversation. I don't know. I don't feel the need to talk about that to my wife. I don't feel like I.
Oh, there's certain things you don't want to let out, but then
Yeah.
when you drop a joke like Eddie Vedder on, it becomes a whole
Yeah.
thing, and then I had to bring it back to civility.
I mean, the fact is,
The thing is, she could, I can't.
I was
What
you
do you-
literally cut
oh.
me off. I was going to say the fact
Yeah.
is, whatever 5 names the wives drop off are all in contention.
Yes,
And the chance, unless you go with Mandy B at Hooters or whatever,
that's why I had to seed it with the local. She was like, "What are you talking about?"
If you go Stu's top 5 they just read off, it'd be like, no, hell no, never, not a chance, and no. Like,
Yeah.
When will you even
Yeah.
run into them?
But our girls could walk up to those guys
Yeah.
and be like, "Hey," and the guy is gonna go, "Maybe,
yeah, you catch them at the right time.
sign this waiver," and
Yeah.
it's on.
Yep.
They wouldn't-
I think, my girlfriend is that way for Pitbull, even though she says
Pitbull.
she loves everything about him except the fact that he's short.
Pitbull's
Mr.
short.
Mr.
He's not even
Worldwide.
5'4".
Dude, yeah, he's tiny. He's a cake
No
topper, dude.
way.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's so funny
That's why they
because
always shoot him down low.
when we went to
That's awesome.
when we went to the concert for her birthday, it was funny. The one thing I noticed is like, there's hot women on the stage, but they're not in the traditional like dance heel.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
all-
you
they're,
gotta
they're
relax.
all in this little heel flat.
Yeah,
and
they're all like little
and
Heather
he's wearing
Kendricks.
those like
Yeah.
the Prince boots
Oh, yeah.
with
that
the
her name?
little bit
I think
longer
what's the name?
Who?
Kendrick. The girl who's in
and what?
Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick.
Anna
Yeah.
Kendrick.
Kendrick.
Oh yeah,
She's like super
Yeah.
short.
Tiny.
I didn't realize how short she was. Anna Kendrick is like 4 and change. Like it's like ludicrous.
Pitbull's
I
probably
was-
like on a platform at the front of stage while
Yeah.
he keeps his dancers like 30 feet behind him. So like there's that
There's
perception.
the whole Tom Cruise thing too.
Yeah,
They do that.
exactly.
They always angle from Tom Cruise from
Yeah.
lower.
because he's what 5'6", 5'8".
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and he dated Nicole Kidman, way taller than him. Which
You would
is
think
crazy.
that he would have done enough Scientology for those mutants to come out and
Yeah.
have them grow.
One would
Look at
think.
Ooh, we could talk Thetan talk for a little while. Then we could get the Chinese scramblers and the Scientology scramblers on this episode.
I'm more worried of the Scientologists. Yeah. They're closer.
Yeah. Who's that knocking at the door?
Yeah, that way you're gonna need to go tell your truths. Okay.
How much money you got?
Yeah, exactly. Is this a pyramid scheme?
It is not. It is not. It's a religion. Because that made more sense.
Yeah.
Get those
more tax breaks.
That's right. Right. So Troy, while we're talking about older women, I noticed you did not wear your new gear here today.
Oh, my new hat?
Last week,
no,
I saw you walking around here, not during the podcast, but you were hanging out here watching football, and you.
I wore to last week's podcast, didn't I?
No.
No.
Otherwise, I would have talked about it. We could have gotten off of my pants.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That didn't sound good.
Yeah, it's weird, But Troy went out and got himself an honest-to-goodness vintage Von Dutch trucker cap.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm psyched.
I saw that. That was good.
That was the literal first time I have ever done, like, a really drunk purchase online. Like, I've never done one of those, like, wake up the next day, like, totally forgot about it. I literally forgot about it. Like I was watching. Brendan got me watching the Von Dutch documentary, which was really good.
Can we take a step back and talk about that? I mean, that documentary
was amazing.
It was really good, and it's a good way if you've got 3 hours to kill.
Yeah, it's 3 episodes, about an hour each.
The Von Dutch documentary is called "The Curse of Von Dutch." It's interesting.
It's very interesting.
Like it definitely kept me captivated.
And I don't remember Von Dutch other than in the early 2000s. But this is all I knew of it. It was like super popular in the early 2000s, basically because Paris Hilton blew it up.
I think that was the end, in my opinion.
I know, but that's where like once it hit that, like because it was a West Coast thing. It wasn't really an East Coast thing.
Yeah, I remember seeing the Cribs with Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
And he had the Von Dutch stuff.
Shirt. He had his shirt on.
And that was the first time I saw it, and so I was like, okay, this is rocker stuff.
Yeah,
like this is cool. And then you started seeing everyone. And then Dennis Rodman, because I was a Bulls fan, you always saw Dennis Rodman rocking it. Yeah. So I was like, all right, Von Dutch is the truth. I need this. And then by the time Paris Hilton started wearing it with her little dog in her purse, that's hot.
Yeah, there was a time where every celebrity was wearing it.
Yeah, and then I think Paris ruined it.
Yeah. So, but that's what you remember it for mostly.
That's what I remember.
But I never owned any of it. I was like, why would I own it? And then I'm watching a documentary. And I'm like,
expensive.
This is a really cool. Yeah.
So
like
that's what
hundreds of dollars.
That was going to be my next question because I just Googled the classic trucker hat, black one, and I'm curious what you paid for it.
So I only paid.
He did say he was drunk.
I paid like $35-$40 for it, delivered to the door.
There's a lot of them. I guess you do it on Amazon because there's a lot of them here. They're like $60 to $100.
It's crazy. They still command money, but I think they're probably going to get a small resurgence just due to the documentary.
Yeah. So the next morning, I woke up and I was like. I was going through my phone and I was like, I screenshotted a bunch of pictures. It all started because I was once again watching Late Night Over the Top. And
I'm glad you got away from it.
And Lincoln Hawk wears this dope trucker hat that says some word on it that some brand I've never saw on it. And I guess I was looking for that online. And then I was like, oh no, I should get one of those Von Dutch hats. And then I ended up going on the internet and finding the Von Dutch hat, ordering it, and then I was like, this thing ain't even going to show up. Like, I just assumed it was a scam or something, but it showed up, and I've been wearing it.
So that's really your first drunken internet purchase?
First one. Like, no, I mean, I bought stuff drunk.
No, but I mean, like one where you woke up the next day
yes.
like, oh, snap, what have I done?
Yes.
I've had them show up where I'm like, don't remember until it's at the door, and I'm like, zoinks.
That's awesome.
Remember that drone that I trashed into the ocean?
Yeah.
That was an $800 drunken purchase, and I remember very clearly when it was at like $400 on eBay early in the evening, and I was like, "This is a really good deal on that drone." And then I was drinking moonshine.
Oh no!
And then I remember everybody went to sleep, and I just kept drinking moonshine, like straight out of the bottle, kind of out of the jar, kind of situation,
just sipping on it all night.
And I kept checking the computer, and as the price would go up, I was like, "Not gonna outbid me." Going up. At some point in that night, I got in a battle.
Oh, no.
While drinking moonshine. I spent over $800 on that drone. The drone that was a good deal at $400 was not a good deal at $800.
What was I was going to say, what was the value of it?
probably about what I paid.
Oh, okay.
But I decided to get a used one.
Yeah.
Shipped to me from some guy on eBay because I refused to lose while drinking moonshine.
Yeah.
And I had forgotten about that for a couple of days until I got the confirmation email. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, snap.
And then the other day I got one.
And you can't get out of an eBay one.
I mean, at that point I was just like, it's done.
Yeah.
It's over. And it's PayPal money.
Yeah.
A little different.
Don't really see it.
But
Play
the
money.
other night I ordered one. I was looking at the dog bowl. I have a Yeti dog bowl.
Yeah.
Right.
The White Knight gave you.
Already costs too much, right?
Yep.
And I'm looking at this Yeti dog bowl, and I'm refilling it with water all the time. And I'm like drunkenly refilling it with water. And I'm like, this thing's too small. Like I'm refilling it all the time. Well, I found that
you have 2 dogs.
they make a giant Yeti dog bowl,
Oh, no.
which costs twice as much.
Oh, no.
You're still going to be feeling it. You need the upside down.
Yeah, you need the
water
autofill
bottle.
job.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Nope. Got myself a gigantor Yeti bowl. and I remember
This is a drunken purchase?
it was a drunken purchase.
Nice.
Now that one I remembered
Jeez.
the next day. But it was one of those where I woke up and I was like,
You never would have bought it.
why would anybody
Yeah,
spend
right.
that amount of money?
How much was it?
Over
60?
50
Yeah.
for a dog bowl?
Yeah.
It doesn't have any insulation
It
properties.
doesn't have anything.
Oh, it has something.
It's got
It
a
says Yeti on
Yeti.
the side.
stamp on it.
That's right.
And it's larger than normal.
It's larger. Because in my mind at the time, I was like, I'll refill it less. Talk about efficiencies. I'm saving money here.
Spend $70 to
Time is money.
take 30 seconds out of my day.
But I remembered that the next morning I woke up and I was like, what are you doing? And I'm like looking at my search history. I'm finding all these ones half the price. People are like, just as good as the Yeti. Apparently in the end, nothing's as good as the Yeti.
No,
Well-
that's you.
Just so you know, Troy, I looked it up. You can get you that over-the-top hat for about $30. And
Yeah.
it's Bono,
Yeah.
Bonneau, is the logo. But
I love that hat.
Bono is
Was that a
Might be
trucker
behind-
hat?
Yeah, it's a trucker
show,
hat.
show him the picture.
And that's the one that he turns around like a switch.
Yeah.
That's strong.
It kind of looks like the Von Dutch.
What does that brand do?
I don't know.
So Bono makes dyes and coloring for the textiles, and you put it in the clothes and laundry.
Turns
So he
your
was
fucking
carrying-
arm into a machine is what it does, dude.
Now I remember.
Yeah.
Now I remember. It's like steroids.
But you got to wear it backwards.
Steroids for your head.
Not forwards.
Yeah,
No,
see?
you're safe forwards.
a switch. That is ridiculous. Like what costume director was like, I don't know, I got this, and now it's a thing.
Dude, it was in the 80s. Made
Yeah.
sense.
I'm not mad at it, but
I
I,
mean,
like the Von Dutch hat. I just think it's very interesting that you're rocking a hat 22 years too late.
Well, wait till he gets the over-the-top movie.
I know. I
And that'll
told,
be 50 years too late.
told the wife, I was like, yeah, I bought a hat last night. And she was like, oh, yeah, just what you need, another hat. I mean, I must have 80 hats.
I got the same problem.
It's a disease.
I have a hat addiction.
Yeah.
And then it's like I'll wear a hat for a while, and then it gets to a point where I go, no longer will I
Yeah.
wear that hat.
I got 30 or 40 hats I probably never put back on my head again, but I also don't want to get rid of them.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna say,
like,
Exactly.
I love that hat. I love that hat. Like, I would never put it on again, but I love that hat.
yeah, when I moved just last year, I had a full yard trash bag full of hats.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. I look at there was a couple that are wearable, but they're like the ones that you like. I really don't want to wear it. I just want to keep that one. And then
Yeah.
there's the ones that are, they were navy blue. Now they're completely gray. They got no color, stains, sweat stains. You're like, oh, but
Crazy thing
that's
in like high school and college, I had 3 hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wore them to the ground. I mean,
Yeah.
like all the time. And that's just how
I've
it
got
was.
hats that are 25, 30 years old.
yeah, easily.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I
Not mad at you,
But
but I like
guys
your,
like hats like that. It's kind of it's definitely a guy thing.
Well, because at
They
some
are
point,
purses.
like at
They're
some
like
point,
our accessory.
Does your wife have 80 purses?
No, but girls like accessories.
Yeah, but I think guys, we're funny about that stuff. Like we're even worse. T-shirts and hats. We'll buy at the drop of
Oh
a
yeah.
hat.
well, but if you
Oops.
if you look at my girlfriend's shoe
I see what you
closet,
did there.
or you look at the White Knight's wife's shoe closet,
My shoe closet's
My wife has a
nightmare,
ton
too.
of shoes, and she's not a fancy dresser at all, but she's got a ton of shoes.
Yeah. And I think I'm the same way with I have a hat that I think I can wear for anything. Like, okay, we're doing a cowboy
Oh
thing.
yeah.
I got a cowboy hat.
Yep.
Are you doing a trucker thing? We're doing baseball? We're
Yeah.
doing football?
Or even a different color shirt. Like
Yeah.
this matches better with this shirt.
Yeah. So I'll buy, and I was the same way with that for 20 years. Really, when doing more corporate work, I was the same way with ties.
Yeah.
Like when I was definitely having meetings, and I'd buy ties when I didn't need to buy ties. But I was like, I need that one. That one's looking pretty dope. And then when you have a personal shopper at Men's Warehouse that helps you out, it makes it a little easier.
Yeah, I got a closet full of T-shirts. I probably only wear half of them, but I don't want to get rid of them. I like them.
Yeah. I mean, if I had the space like this somewhere, I could see myself doing you've seen tacking up the hats?
Yeah.
Just to keep as.
Nope, not putting those in here.
No, but you've got a Trubisky jersey.
That was a gift, man. What am I supposed to do?
That's covered up with something now.
Yeah, my daughter drew a picture of Walter Payton, the best bear of all time.
It is funny to think, like, in football, like, you get a player like that, and they do framed, pictures and jerseys, and it's like, that guy doesn't even have a history here yet.
So there's a guy that I actually I'm thinking about having on the podcast, and his name is Bo, and he's a card trader, and he gets playing cards.
Yeah, I know his name, Bo.
And
we all know Bo.
He is literally making tens of thousands of dollars to potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in some transactions with cards, and it's blowing my mind.
Baseball cards?
Baseball cards, football cards. He's got, there's ones that only 100 of them are made, and he'll spend $10,000 to get that card, but he'll speculate. Like a Trubisky comes out, you don't know if this dude's going to be it or not, but they release 100 of them, and he'll
That'd be
jump
interesting
on that.
because I watched that. There's been a couple documentaries about sports trading cards, and I thought that thing was all but gone.
So he wants to come on the show. Actually, I was talking to him the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'd like to come on and talk to you about that." I was like, "Absolutely, we need to set this up because the world that he lives in is fascinating."
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys know anybody that goes to to Comic-Con?
No.
So
I don't hang out with nerds.
Right, but what I'm saying is I don't know anybody that goes to Comic-Con, but it's a thing, and it's blown up, and cards have never really gone away.
They're at an all-time high right now, though. Right now, they are through the roof. What people are paying.
They took a dump 20 years ago.
But when the pandemic came, all of a sudden, it started.
I feel like all memorabilia is going up.
It is, and he's making some serious money, but he's talking about some shady backdoor deals that he's getting.
Sure.
Or he sees someone who doesn't know what they've got, and he gets them and then flips them for $10,000 more, and then it just seems like a lot of money though is tied up in turds too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's pretty funny because
it's gambling basically.
There was a 3-year
100%.
stretch when, let's see, what years was it that Boomer Esiason was playing for the Bengals?
Because late 80s,
early 90s. My mom bought the complete NFL card set for every single team for 3 years. And she still has those boxes. So it's probably going to be a late 80s, early 90s. But I remember when she got them, she's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to buy these cards. Because, I used to buy some cards when I was little, but they came in boxes. I mean, twice the size of a shoebox, and it had every single player that was on the team by
if it hadn't been open, that definitely holds value.
Well, they've been open, but I know they are a complete set.
Yeah, there's the thing. Mine have been open. They've been stuck in the spokes of my bike.
Yeah.
Well, it's I mean, your Star Wars figures from 70s.
My 12-year-old just got baseball cards for Christmas and loved it. He's into it.
Yeah, but he's taking them out and messing with them. He's doing what you're supposed to do. And now they're not, they're not going to be worth much. But these cards that this guy has, I mean, he's literally sending them off to get graded and stuff. And he had one the other day that had been in the Han Solo deep freeze. This thing had been perfectly protected. It had been graded at some particular grade.
Yeah.
And he's looking at it through the thing it's in, right? The case of sorts. And he's like, I think it'll grade higher. And so he took it out and took the risk, taking it out, sent it over, got this better rating. So now it's got this better rating. Put it back in. It is now worth
more,
$5,000 more, just because he shipped it there for $20 to get graded. Because he was like, I'm pretty sure it's a better grade.
I got a friend whose dad was into that stuff back in the day, and at one time he had, I want to say, his collection of sports cards was in the top 5 in the country. That's how.
Oh snap!
Yeah,
okay.
And he's since, I want to say 10, 15, 20 years, he sold them off at the height or when it was starting to go down. And, but I mean, his game room, he has all kinds of cool signed autograph stuff. It's gambling. You're literally putting money into something that you might not get back.
But this dude's a hardcore gambler.
Yeah,
like that's how our paths crossed originally.
But it's also an arbitrary value based on what somebody's willing.
Somebody's willing to pay. But that's the value of everything,
right?
Yeah, art's no different.
Yeah,
what two people? That's what you really want. Two people that really want it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And then you pay $800 for a used drone.
Precisely. Yeah, it's what you're willing to pay in that moment in time. I'll talk to him. I think I'm going to see him next week. I'll talk to him and see if I can get him on the show.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
That'd be fun.
But it's Bo the Trader.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call him. Bo the Trader. But I'd like to get him on the show, have him talk about it, because I find this stuff just fascinating, what he's doing. And it goes up in value faster than a Von Dutch hat.
Well, and I wonder, too, like, if he's into – because a lot of those guys, when we were in Indiana, we went into a trading card store, and like the trading card store we went into, they sold baseball, they sold Pokemon, they sold Magic the Gathering. Like it kind of
Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, I think so. Like they literally like cards are. Yeah, and you kind of got to know your stuff if you work in that world across the board.
And I think to your point, like memorabilia is making a comeback because I think the way that they produce things today, maybe it's not as sturdy or value.
No, the way they're producing them now is even better, where it has a little piece of the jersey in it, and then depending on which corner of the jersey helps determine the value of the card. So, like, they may cut a jersey up that was game-worn into 500 cards, but this piece over here is more valuable than that piece. So
I think there's some government regulation, too, because if I remember correctly, one of the documentaries I watched about the baseball thing is, like, once, like, the King Griffey Jr. rookie card got out and it started getting sold for lots of money, the Tops or whoever started making more, basically devaluing them because there were more out there, but they knew it was like we could print money here, so like let's just print our own money.
I see where you're going.
I think that's at the end of the 90s is when the trading card took a dump, and then I think they've been working since then to build it back up to what it was.
So you want to talk about NFTs? That's what you're doing.
Oh yeah,
those
make so much sense.
You were angling for that non-fungible.
I don't even know what it stands for.
Non-fungible. I don't know the T.
Transfer.
I don't know the T. But it's fungible, which it's just fun to say.
Non-fungible token.
Yeah, that's what it is. So basically, the whole NFT universe is there's only one of these.
Yeah.
Like, here it is. Here's the NFT. But then.
But it's like one GIF of Michael Jordan.
Don't say GIF.
It's one GIF of Michael Jordan dunking that you could watch on YouTube 100 times for free.
Yeah, but you don't own it. I own the NFT, the non-fungible token of it.
Yeah.
It's very
dumb,
very interesting. But then like Kings of Leon released their album not too long ago, and they released it as an NFT. And so
they released one?
No, so they released as many people who wanted to buy the NFT of the album. It cost X amount of dollars.
Can you listen to it?
But that's the thing. You can listen to the songs elsewhere. You can get it elsewhere, but there's only this many NFTs in the world, hoping that they would then go up in value. That's the kind of stuff I don't quite wrap my head around as much as like, here's a 5-second clip of this particular play. Now you own the NFT. The NBA has sold you the rights to that. You own it.
Yeah, but you can still show it. Yeah.
But you're the one who owns the NFT, and now it's worth a bunch of money. And like these people who've had memes about them forever, they're starting to sell their meme as an NFT, and now they're making money on it. But the reason I go here is you sent me the worst article ever, Sean.
I thought you would like it. You're a big NFT guy.
Big NFT guy. Crypto. Blockchain. Yeah.
Watch the dips. You're always saying these things.
Yeah, to the moon. That's
Hold
all
the line.
That's all I say. Yeah. So there was this girl, and I refused to talk about it the first time.
Yeah, we did skip over it the first time.
Because I was like, you know what? I don't even want to talk about, unless we're talking about the guy with no neck on 90 Day Fiancé. Yeah. I don't even want to talk about it. Now, have I spent some hours watching 90 Day Fiancé? Yes. Yes, I have. But I'm not a saint. I'm just a man. Like all the rest of us, I have my issues. I've watched 90 Day Fiancé. I've put in my time.
I have not.
That's also an
But
issue.
I also know who you're talking about.
Oh, well, who we're talking about today?
Guy.
Yes, exactly. That dude's hilarious. Yeah. But so Stephanie Matto.
Yeah.
She's one of the worst just celebrity hounds. Like she did the whole 90 Day Fiance thing. She made a bunch of money off of that because she was hot and she screwed over the guy. And then she was with a girl.
So you knew her before this?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't.
Okay.
I only watched like the first season or two of 90 Day Fiance.
Well, now aren't there spinoffs? I feel like I see commercials for like.
Oh, they have it going the other way. Guys going to other countries and yeah, it's crazy. But so this girl had captured. She had her 15 minutes of fame. Then she decided to get 15 more. Because she had turned into like an OnlyFans person, but then she wanted to get away from OnlyFans, and so people started hitting her up for like bathwater and like underwear, like weird shit.
All the
because
dirty guys.
Because there's a lot of weird people out there
that pay good money for that.
But
stuff.
So she saw the opportunity for money, so she was like, you know what? I'll send you a little bathwater. Like, what do I care?
Yeah.
So then someone asked her for a fart. And so she was like, huh, that's interesting. So she farted in a jar, the top on it, made the $50-$100, whatever it was, so this guy could open a jar and smell a fart. And like, this dude, these people are crazy.
Sick in the head.
It's just insane. So she was doing this for a while, and I refused to talk about it because I was like, that's just awful.
Ridiculous.
Then I saw another thing came out where she had to stop doing it. Because
that's the better part.
She was eating a whole diet of like,
beans and cabbage.
Cabbage.
It says here she said after one morning of consuming 3 large servings of protein shakes,
eggs,
several bowls of black bean soup, she experienced a sharp shooting pain in her chest and heart. And after examinations, the doctor said she needed to stop due to excessive wind braking.
Yeah, because she was. You know what? I respect her though. This is when I started to respect her. Was after that, she actually was farting in all those jars.
Yeah.
Because how do you know I'm not just sending you a jar?
Yeah.
But she was farting in the jar, and she was really working at it.
Does the jar hold it?
I don't know. I never farted in a jar because I'm a grown-up.
Yeah. Just your hand.
And I've never... Oh, dude. 100%. 100% I will cup a fart and toss it. That's awesome.
Fruit cup.
That's awesome, though. I'm not going to act like I'm better than that. I've done that to just about every member of my family.
So here's the kicker, though. Reading the article says she started selling and putting the jars as of January 5th. She stopped just as of the article on the 12th, and all of those jars have made her $200,000.
$200,000 farting in jars.
I wonder if that's true.
All I know is I fart for free. I'm still an amateur. She's a pro.
You're not on her level.
But so she took it to that level where she was eating all this stuff to work up more gas, to get into the jars, to send them off, which I still didn't talk about because I was like, that's crazy.
I don't believe the whole chest pains thing. I think she just realized that.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe she just saw an angle to twist it.
I think she got some money and then was like,
I don't want to be the fart in a jar person.
Yeah, I don't want to be the OnlyFans fart in a jar girl.
Well, so now she's selling NFTs of her fart. She's literally getting audio clips of her farts, and then she's saying, now you can own.
Can you trust that?
I don't know what I can and cannot trust. This whole world is crazy. But she's literally selling audio clips of her farts.
Isn't the sound only half of a fart, though?
And what if you get one that's like a... That's a disappointment.
This is ridiculous. Jars started at $500 a jar. Now they're at $1,000 a jar.
Yeah, now that she stopped farting in jars, they're going up in value.
I heard her on a podcast the other day, and they were talking about her retirement.
Oh, my gosh, really?
And then she said that morning she done one because some guy paid some like $10,000 or something. Because once he found out she retired, he hit her up, was like, no, I don't want you to. What will it take? And she just threw out a number.
$10,000.
Yeah.
So she farted in one more jar.
Yeah. So she'll never be retired. She's just doing one-offs now.
But just now she's doing the NFTs, though.
She's doing corporate gigs.
So then now there's going to be geeks out there trading NFT farts from Stephanie to each other because there's only one of this particular fart. Like I actually see the value in that one.
No,
like,
you don't.
No, because it's just one fart.
There's going to be motherfuckers who are going to be like 30 years from now, I've got Stephanie's NFT jar here. Gather around. I'm going to crack it.
Oh, yeah. It's like a Camus from 72.
Right.
Yep. Like, it's a special occasion.
She passed away 3 years ago. We're going to crack the jar.
That is. It takes a very special occasion. Be like, honey, how big was that raise? Stephanie's
That's
jar
something
doesn't get
special
cracked
for you.
tonight. Not tonight.
That's so funny you mentioned that because that's Christmas. We cracked some Camus.
Oh yeah, Camus is
one.
great. The older Camus.
Yeah.
I find you have to. Don't get me down the Camus road. I got my. It's getting a little jammy.
You said Camus. I didn't even know you were talking about.
It's a wine out of Napa Valley, and it's the one that actually in the 70s beat out all the French wines in a blind taste test, and it put California
you told
wine
that
on
story.
the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about this because that guy had passed away. Who actually?
So you can buy bottles from the 70s still?
Oh yeah, if
God,
you got that kind of money.
Yeah, they exist, but you're going to spend tens of thousands of dollars for one bottle of wine. Now, I have had a 77 Camus.
And?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I won't lie. But I also just recently had a 2015 Camus, and I was like, it's kind of jammy. Like it wasn't what I had wanted for $100 bottle of wine.
So 6 years old is $100.
Yeah, because that's like what you can just go to Total Wine and get, like just off the rack.
Yeah.
Those are all about that aged before they'll even release them. And that's $100, $120. And
I can't imagine paying $100 for a bottle of wine. Not a wine drinker though.
Yeah.
I can do it for liquor all day long, but for wine, it seems like
it's just a different.
you're getting 4 drinks out of it. Like it just seems silly.
Yep. That's. I mean, I was like doing the math. I was like, no, you can get but it's 4 real big glasses.
4
of wine.
pours, 4 solid pours.
4 full.
Yeah.
There you go. Right now, December bottle of 1977, $350.
Hold on.
$350?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Hold on. $350?
Says vintage list above.
That cannot be
Camus
right.
Cabernet Sauvignon. It was best available in December for 2020. The average price is $350.
I'll buy that right now.
This is a Camus Vineyards Cabernet Sauvignon from 77. This is per thewinesearcher.com.
You can find a Camus from 77 for $350.
Napa Valley Sauvignon.
Order it. I think that's wrong.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't go ordering something without doing a little more. That can't be right.
Yeah, it's spelled Camus with a K.
It's like crab with a K when you go to a Chinese restaurant. You want crab on that? Crab roll?
Yeah.
CRAB? Yeah, no.
That's something I haven't eaten in a while. I haven't eaten Chinese in forever.
You're missing out.
Yeah.
It's
You
still
should try
good.
to go to. Do you prefer the Chinese or do you prefer the hibachi Japanese table?
I eat Thai food more than both of them.
I'm not a big Thai guy, but I do like the what's that, Pho Saigon.
I'm not a big Thai guy, but I like pad Thai. I can eat pad Thai almost daily. Brendan, are you really stopping this podcast to look this up?
No, I think he's just.
Bro, I'm
searching
blown
around.
away. I don't know what site he's on, but if this is real, like I can get. I mean, this is wild. Like I can get a 97 Camus, and it's not that much more. Okay, I'm gonna have to
Do some research.
I think I need one of those just to like have.
Yeah.
That's a trophy piece. You know what I mean? Like from the year I was
Yeah.
born.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I was like $300 some. I was like, I thought those were thousands and thousands of dollars.
Makes sense.
there might be a different. I mean, that's Cab Sav. I mean, there might be something else.
Oh, it's the Cab Sauv you want.
But-
That's the one. Either way, I'm not going to pay $350 for an NFT of a fart
No.
Hell no.
from some 90-day fiance woman. But could they actually be going up in value? Like, can we trust her to only do 50?
No.
Because if
I don't
so,
trust any of this digital stuff. I don't.
Plus, it's saying that the relative cost is based off the value of the cryptocurrency that she's been selling it.
blockchain.
Oh shit! I couldn't even.
I don't even know what that
I couldn't even
means.
pronounce
I
what
just
it
nailed
was.
it. I just nailed that.
Threw something out there?
Yeah, I'm throwing it out there. Just a little blockchain. You didn't,
Oh,
you
okay.
didn't hear about the blockchain?
Yeah, now I know. Now I
it's
totally
a
understand what you're
crypto.
saying.
Ethereum.
Yeah, Doge.
Is that what that is?
No, Ethereum's Ethereum. Doge is Doge.
He has
Okay.
no idea what he's talking about.
Shibu. Yeah, dude. You know,
Yeah.
crypto.
Well, it's
We're doing
crazy.
crypto talk.
Just make it up.
Non-fungible tokens.
So
I just find it very interesting that she's actually selling those things. Troy, are you grabbing a deli by
He
chance?
certainly is.
Oh, that is great news.
But why couldn't we make our own ITPH Cryptcoin?
So actually, why can't we just drop these as NFTs and
And
charge
put 'em on-
$1, and then our listeners could then go out and oh shit, we should sell every one of these and see how much people are willing to pay. Like, would the Williamsburg Bear NFT go for $40, whereas like, some basic this episode so go for $1, but like a trucker and a mustache walk into a hotel.
Yeah.
From the reviews I've been hearing, that's a $40 NFT.
Yeah, that's how we get rich.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to lose more money than I'm losing now.
True.
You might, yeah.
Oh, what do I have to mine it? No, boy.
How do you even make an NFT? I don't even know how you make one.
I don't know. I register it somewhere? I don't know.
That's a good question.
How do you make something digital and then make only one of it? It's like the total opposite of digital.
All right, we have a deli here. For those that don't know, every week we try a beer. We rank it. And if it wins the Elusive Deli Award, then that's the beer you should be drinking. Deli's anything over 3.5. Never happens.
Yeah, very rare.
This is the New Belgian Future Hop IPA. I got to be honest, I love...
It's the Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah, the Voodoo Ranger, but he looks
awesome.
Badass.
Yeah. It's kind of good.
He looks awesome there, man. It's all... What is this? Is this like more like icy or futury? What am I dealing with here?
It's a weird two-tone blue purple up top and light blue on the bottom. I mean, the Voodoo Ranger skeleton guy is wearing a jacket and gloves.
Is that like virtual gloves with his debit card on it?
Kind of looks like it. Kind of looks like the... you know what those are, Brendan?
They're headphones.
No, the gloves. That's the Nintendo glove. Look at the wrist.
He's wearing a power glove?
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to make it. I couldn't make it out.
Got the controller on the wrist.
Of course he's wearing a power glove. He's rad in 88.
Oh, did we throw the box away? I wanted to read the...
No, here, I'll grab it.
Yeah, grab the box. So, New Belgium is out of Fort Collins, Colorado, and Asheville, North Carolina. This is Future Hop IPA. I think it's 8%, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I'm going to feel that.
Yeah. Yep, 8%. The future of IPAs is here with a bionic blend of lotus and strata hops and tropical notes that will teleport your taste buds to the next dimension. So, yeah, it's real future-looking. And
so, wow. One, I don't, it's got a nice little, it's got aroma to it, but.
Live rangerously.
Live rangerously. My first sip is thoroughly enjoying this. And I'm not, either I'm growing towards IPAs or this is just really different.
It's got a real interesting nose note. You're right. It's like it's good. It smells good. It doesn't smell bad.
Well, I do like the artwork because it's just keeping the 3 colors simple.
The artwork's badass.
New Belgian Voodoo Ranger. Huh.
Very
Brendan, this is
on the nose.
you didn't take a sip yet?
Oh, I've had a couple sips of it, and it's definitely, it's interesting. It jumps out at me right away as like, okay, just another IPA. And then by step 2, I was like, there's something there.
I think this is interesting because there's a lot of flavor, I think, going on in here. Maybe that's a blend of the Citra.
It said Strata and something else.
So I'm actually not familiar with Strata hop.
No.
So that one was a new one on me, which I didn't think you could possibly have a new hop that was going to show up.
Yeah.
And, out of left field. But
This is
from the future.
We're in the future.
Yeah.
NFTs, man.
So
this is the future episode.
That's right, dude. We're in the future.
The future of IPAs don't give you funky mouth and linger on the roof of your mouth like I usually find with most IPAs. This one's pretty good.
8%.
In the year 2000.
That was a great Conan.
Yeah. So,
God, that was forever ago.
Yeah,
2000. We're in 2022.
yeah. Somebody says 30 years to me. I'm like, that's the 70s.
Yeah.
I base
30 years
everything
ago.
on 2000.
Huh.
I look at cars from 2000. I go, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Mm.
They got that GIPS, or some people say GPS. This is a very interesting beer. So I am blown. I always like the Voodoo Rangers, but every once in a while they'll throw a Voodoo Ranger at you that's like 13% alcohol, and you'll just you'll wake up 2 days later and you're like, oops, shouldn't have had that.
I will say Voodoo Ranger comes correct most of the time.
Most of the time. Every
Yeah.
once in a while, though, they will hit. My mother-in-law brought me a 6-pack the other day because she also agrees that the Voodoo Ranger tends to make a really good beer.
Yeah.
And so I guess the other day, so this was in the fall, she had heard about the Atomic Pumpkin, which is the Voodoo Ranger, New Belgian. And so she brought me a 6-pack. And I was like, oh, what's this for? She goes, yeah, so I went and bought a couple different Voodoo Rangers, and I saw this one was 13.5% and said, no.
Yeah.
And I tried that thing. Horrible.
Gross.
Just horrible.
Yeah.
Probably great for jump-starting a car.
Bonfires.
Bonfires. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. But yeah, this is the future
Burning
hop
down the house.
IPA, and it's very cool looking. It's my favorite blue.
Man, it's been around.
This has all the blues on it.
It does.
Because I remember working a deal with Voodoo Ranger in New Belgium to get some beers for when I was running the girls' golf tournament when they were younger. I was trying to think how long they've been around.
New Belgium's been around for quite a while. They just weren't on this coast.
Yeah.
They started out with the Fat Tire.
Yeah, and Fat Tire, when that
Fat Tire
came
was
here,
so good.
I literally have a Fat Tire bottle from the inaugural Chicago, South Carolina, so Illinois, South Carolina, Virginia, in my office right now that are like the actual like
Are the 22s?
The 22s, because
Yeah.
they would always bring them in as 22s,
Yeah.
and they would do that for like a few weeks, and then the 6-packs would show up behind it, and they would always have a different logo.
Yeah,
and I
'cause-
just happened to be in Chicago at the time, South Carolina, and Virginia.
Nice.
That one was easy.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think 2008, 2009, having...
What is up with this beer, dude?
This beer's crazy, dude.
I have gone from negative to positive.
Like Biggie Smalls.
Yes, that's exactly right. I don't even know. I don't even know how to phrase my feelings right now.
Yeah.
So for me, there
I
is
know
a...
where that drop is.
Oh,
Somewhere
no.
in here.
I'm not even know how to phrase my feelings right now.
Sorry, I'm not even know how to.
So for me, this hits the mouth really easily. It goes down really smooth, but while you got right in the middle, that's where all the flavors for me come out. And usually in a IPA, when you get the flavors, then it lingers and it stays and it coats the roof of my mouth, and it's not doing that.
No, there's no aftertaste for something this heavy in alcohol content.
Yeah.
That's designed as an IPA.
It's
It
not-
should have a lot more leftover bullshit. It
It's-
doesn't.
This is crazy.
So is this where we're headed with new IPAs in the future?
We're starting to get better at them. Yes.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. I had the best IPA that I've had in Virginia the other day. I will see if I can go get it.
Yeah.
It is.
Don't spoil it.
I don't want to. I don't even want to tell you where it's from or what it's called.
Yeah.
But if I can get my hands on it again, like I was at this brewery and I drank it and I was like, yo, like this is the best IPA potentially ever.
Yeah.
And then I went and got a couple more, and of course they never made it as far as the podcast because I was like, it's so good.
All right. Who
Is
wants
it-
to go first on
Is it
this?
more? Was that more local or was it out of Richmond?
I'm going to just leave it alone
Plead the fifth.
for now. Stu, I'm going to let you start because
I give it a 4
you would fuck.
because
Yeah.
1, I don't like IPAs. 2,
Wow.
the marketing on this is kind of cool. I like the blue colors. This doesn't even come off as like looking like a beer. Voodoo Ranger, the color scheme is simple. I mean, it harkens back to the 90s, but it's actually, or the 80s even with the writing. But moving forward, things repeat themselves. So it's definitely getting a half point for the marketing on there. Now, to give it a 3.5 for an IPA, everything about it, when I cracked it and smelled it, the way it finishes, the fact that I'm even liking the fact that it is 8%.
It's a kicker.
So I may be overzealous with the 4. I mean, it's definitely a 3.5.
No, you jumped at 4. You're staying 4. You
I'll
can't-
stay there.
Stay there, Stu.
yeah, you can't come off that because you literally, before even saying a word, you're like, a 4.
Yeah, because it's been taking everything I needed to hold myself back because I cracked it open, had the very first sip, and I took a big one, and I knew immediately that this was going to be a good beer.
The first sip I had, I actually went, yeah, same IPA.
Really?
Yeah, because when it first hit my lips, Yeah, same IPA. And then as soon as it settled, even before the second sip, like it just settled. And I was like, except for that weird fruity note and whatever that is, and why is it so smooth? And where's the aftertaste?
Yeah.
There's like all these things started running through my head.
Those are the things like
yeah.
immediately I was like, it's not doing what it's supposed to do.
You want me to go or do you want to go?
Please, because I'm.
All right. Well, I'm with Stu. This beer, I was leaning between 3.5 to 4, but the more I drink, the more I have to give it a 4 because I had it at 3.5 because 1, it smells delicious. 2, it's so crisp and clean.
Gosh, it is.
And it's like it's kind of like it's not minty flavor, but it's like it leaves instead of that furry feeling from IPAs, it gives you like it's just so clean in your mouth. And then when somebody pointed out it was 8%, I was like, well, that's it. I mean, that's the if I was going to go 3.5,
usually I would take it back.
Yes, this does not come over as 8%. Like it's not alcoholic. It's not boozy. This is top to bottom of fantastic beer. So I have to give it a 4.
I mean, this thing looks. I mean,
Gosh, okay.
it's like Lifesaver.
I mean, it's delicious.
Does it? This is gonna sound.
Tell me if I'm missing something.
This is gonna sound really weird. As fruity as it is, it's definitely fruit forward, but it's more like it's a really
To
low
me, it's
rent
fruit in the middle.
It's not fruit in the sense like most of the time it's citra hops. You get a
Yeah.
citrus fruit. This is more like a tropical fruit.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to describe it outside of lack of a term. Like I would have to give it mango because I don't know what it's not mango, but it's
It's
in
not
that.
mango because
But it's more tropical.
Yes.
It's not citrus. It's more tropical. It's somewhere in between those two.
yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
Well-
but try this. Drink it, and tell me if there isn't a ever so slight aftertaste that could almost end up in like a coffee bitterness, which is really weird. Just drink it and then think about it on the back end. It's something really odd, and I'm not saying it's objectionable. I dig it, but it's like, what is that like dark chocolate coffeeness that
Yeah.
just kind of pops right at the end, and it's only for a second,
Yeah.
but it exists on top of all that tropical. What the
I
fuck
see what you're
is
saying,
that?
like a real dark chocolate.
Yeah,
it's
it's
almost
just,
like this.
it's like where the bitterness should sit in your mouth and just sit there. It just goes, no.
Yeah.
We just gave you a little
I don't
chocolate.
think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's chocolate or coffee. I always.
But
go-
it's something.
It's espresso.
Yeah, well, that's exactly
I know what
I'm
that
going
is.
for.
I know, but
It's
I'm
not
saying-
coffee. It's coffee adjacent.
It's not citrus. It's a lime.
Yes, exactly. Come on, give it up. No, it's something there.
But you see what I'm
It's-
saying?
No, there's
And
a
then we-
bite.
What
There's,
is
there's
that?
a bitter bite at the end.
It's like that bitterness
Yeah.
that I'm supposed to be getting from the hops has manifested itself as something closer to espresso. And I'm not trying to say that like it's not an espresso we drink. It is a fruity
Yeah.
tropical.
Maybe if you were sucking on like a coffee bean.
It's crisp, clean.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bummed out because I'm in between 3.5 and 4, and I'm afraid if I go 4, this could be one of the highest ranked beers of all time, and I don't know that it deserves. I almost want to take it down a peg just on principle, but at the same time, I want to give it what it deserves.
I mean, it's gonna. I can't remember having an IPA that was better, and I
I-
was like those hazies were always good.
I don't remember much.
If you're a true IPA guy, this is a 4.5. Really,
Or
really
maybe you don't
tasty.
like it because it's not hoppy. You know, that's always
Yeah.
my.
No, it has
No.
That's
enough
the-
hops. There's enough hops in there.
Yeah, but it's
that a
not.
hophead will dig it.
I feel like the IPA people like that furry feeling that I hate.
Yeah, that's.
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, I think they've just gotten used to it.
You think they've just
Yeah, they've told themselves they
Yeah.
like it.
If it
You
doesn't
know?
taste furry, it's not an IPA.
I'd like to have an IPA head go buy this beer. I bought it at Publix. It was like $12 for a 6-pack, so it wasn't egregious at all. Like I'd like to.
I've been dodging this beer for 2 months.
I would like to hear people's response to this because the
I want
fact
my-
that we love it.
That mango-y fruitness, that's a 4.
Yeah, for sure.
Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
That's a straight across the board 4.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
Yeah.
Amazing.
A tasty
I did not
beer.
think that when I picked it up.
Never.
So-
No, like I said, I've been dodging it. All these delis I've been doing, I'm walking
Well,
in the
we've
store
had
and I keep
delis.
seeing it.
We haven't bought a deli in months.
No.
No, and I walked away from this because I'm like, nah,
Was there a pretty good supply of this?
Yeah. I mean,
this has been out for months. So
Really?
if it's a limited edition, it may
Oh,
not.
it did say on it. It's a limited IPA series. So I don't know if
Is it
it'll
a
be there long.
symposium?
It's been out for a while.
It says rotating IPA series.
Yeah.
Don't know what that means, but that's what it says on the box. Don't know what that rotating means. I feel like
digging
Voodoo
that.
Ranger just keeps like there's like 10 different Voodoo Rangers out at all times now, so you can't even keep up with it. But
Yeah.
that was amazing.
I'd love to take this.
I got one that can tie it or beat it.
Really,
Okay.
the one you're talking about?
I'm telling you,
The
like,
super secret
and that's
one?
part of why I wanted to say 3.5 because I think the other one's a 4.
Hey, we could have 4s.
I understand that.
We've done 4s and 4.5s. We used to do 4s and 4.5s a lot.
Next week I'm bringing this beer in.
All right.
Which is great because now I have to go.
But you
carry
did go.
my
You
ass
did
to
go
this-
4, right? We're 4 across the board.
Yeah.
I went 4 across
Yeah.
the board.
So if you average it out,
oh, it's 3.9.
carry the one. I'd like to know Ely's take on this because he's the
Yeah.
he's the anti-IPA guy. If only he showed up.
Fucking hippie.
Whoa, dude,
He's
Yeah,
not feeling you, dude.
Anybody else want to talk on the mic? Get this shit stick out.
dude. Seriously, you can start talking.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Alrighty then.
Don't get me down the sound. Know how I know it's 8%?
You're on the
All I want to do is hit the soundboard now.
Hit the soundboard.
That's precisely when you know it's too strong of a beer because the soundboard all of a
But-
sudden is like, ah.
What percentage beers like do you start to taste the booze in?
Oh, usually for me, anything over 9.
So 8%.
Well, 7.5.
No.
8.
Anything
8.5, I guess.
over, no, anything from 7 and above, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
Too
that's
much.
usually when I'm like, that's
I
probably.
tell you what, the last sip of this was not as good as the first.
It was just everything sitting in the bottom.
Yeah. All of a sudden there was some non-fungible tokens down in there in the bottom.
That's your backwash.
Yeah. Now, I'd like to let my.
I would say the last sip of every beer is not as good as the first.
It's a little
I
warmer.
mean, that's pretty.
And in this beer's not defense, I came from a Bud Light, which was horrible.
Yeah, you upgraded.
So
Yes.
yeah, the Voodoo Ranger didn't have.
I still stand by this beer.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'll drink this again. If someone hands me one of these, I go, hell yeah, dude, that Future Hops IPA.
Because I definitely want to get this to my girlfriend, let her try, because she's a big IPA, and she's a Headspace, she's Falcon Smash,
I would love to
all
let
those, 'cause-
you take one home, but
limited.
Those are mine. now.
those are delis, and delis don't walk out of here.
That's right.
That's why I asked Troy, what was the supply line like when you went to the store?
Delis don't walk out.
The Pound House works like my fraternity. You bring in the good beer, we take it behind the bar,
That's
then
right.
we hand you the Bud Light.
Now, if you would like to go ahead and grab another one and crack it, that is your right. You've
Yeah.
earned that right. You're sitting here. You got the sweet
yeah.
$10 headphones on your head. You belong.
But they don't walk out.
Right.
That's right. That beer stays with those headphones.
I'll take the 20 Bud Lights instead. No.
I will trade you 20 Bud Lights for that.
Yeah.
That is a fair deal, man. I'm shocked at that. That's
They knocked it
I'm,
out of the
I'm
park. here.
impressed.
oh. I was impressed the other night. This was a proud moment for me, and this is not going to be the typical proud moment you would anticipate.
Okay.
I was taking my girls. So every year, my wife, there's this fancy hotel downtown. Troy, if you're grabbing those, double up. There's a fancy hotel. Thank you. That's right. That's Bud Light.
Was that what he was looking for?
It's what I want it, dude. I want it now. I want too much flavor. That's not good.
Yeah.
So every year, my wife, she likes to do this thing. So every one of these.
Is this the one with the Christmas tree?
Yeah. So every community, every town that this show is listened to, you all have that high-end hotel. I'm talking to you guys in Memphis. I'm talking about the Peabody. You know, you got that high-end hotel, and like you can do fancy tea there, something. So every year, my
You're not
wife.
going to say the name of ours?
Oh, ours is the Jefferson.
Yeah.
I was
Which,
just
I
trying
mean,
to
that's
not-
like
I'm
national.
just trying not to keep it as local. Like I'm trying to show everybody.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a Ritz up in Northern Virginia that does great high tea.
Yeah.
So every year, my wife likes to do high tea around Christmas time.
Tai Chi?
You know, Tai Chi. we just work out.
We just
You know.
we do our concerts over in the garage.
Nah, it's just what we do. What, do, you,
Christmas thing.
do you think I said high tea? Oh, that's lame.
That is the lamest.
Objection! Hearsay!
So she likes to do this high tea, and she does it every year, and it's like a big deal. Like we get all dressed up and we go down there.
Yeah, y'all look like y'all have fun every year.
Yeah, we do it every year. It's like I don't mind it because look, I'm a man amongst women. Like I gotta acquiesce to these things.
And you don't mind nice things, and you don't mind spending money.
No, and if it was all boys, then we'd go to a really nice game.
Or
but we
steakhouse.
don't. We go to tea.
Yeah.
Nice segue. So we get down for high tea, right? That we've had reservations for months. We get there, we walk in all dressed up. I've had to leave work, and work is blowing up, and I'm like frantically trying to work in the car the whole way, like calling people like, you got to do this for me.
Because you have reservations. Like this isn't a walk-in thing.
Oh, yeah.
You've just been planned
4:15,
out.
high tea at the Jefferson Hotel. We walk in. We're like, the Kennedys, reservation at 4:15 for high tea. They're like, you didn't get a phone call? No, we just know the reservation.
Oh, they upgrade or something?
Yeah, so I'm thinking, wow, this is going to be even better. We get to eat sushi off a naked Japanese lady. Upgrade. Finally, daddy's wish.
Sorry, sir, we're out of tea.
That would be cool to do, though, wouldn't it?
Eat the sushi off a naked chick. Dude, all my life, I've just wanted to eat sushi off a naked person. Naked woman.
Bro, I was going to say, don't say person.
Yeah. I left us open to 30% of the population.
Right.
Because in this day and age, don't you dare go 50-50, you son of a bitch. It is different.
I'm just thinking one football weekend, you'll walk into these doors and one of the dudes will be laid out naked on here and be
No.
with lunch meat on
Sushi.
him. Like, hey, you want to eat some meat off us?
No. I'm open-minded. I want to eat sushi off a woman who identifies as a man so I can say I've done both.
There you go. Two birds.
Two birds because I'm efficient. That's how I roll. But so you're like, sir, your nipples out, labia showing. So that is a strong beer.
Hit you like a ton of bricks.
I have literally been completely derailed.
Did you eat today?
I thought so. His jacket is it hot?
Is it hot in here?
It's hot. So we went to high tea and we get there and they're like, you didn't get a call. I'm like, no. They're like, your reservation was canceled because of the weather. It's perfect outside.
Yeah.
There was, because of last week, we talked about that snowstorm. All these people got stuck on 95.
God, yeah.
So everybody overcompensated now.
Yeah.
So there was a threat of snow.
So so to back it up to tell everybody who doesn't know. So we had a snowstorm early of last week. Big block up 50 miles
the entire
on
state.
for days. People were stuck on 95 for 50 miles. It was a disaster. So later in the week, they were calling for more snow. So this time they got it out way ahead of it.
Yeah, so they
and
canceled
shut down schools and shut down all kinds of stuff.
And it was
They canceled high tea.
nothing.
No, literally not a flake dropped from the sky. So we get there and they're like, oh no, high tea's canceled. And I'm like, biscuits and
Was
gravy.
this on Thursday?
Friday?
Friday.
4:15 Friday.
Nothing had happened.
No, nothing.
It was
happened.
supposed to happen Thursday
and so
night, right?
I'm looking at her. I'm like, what? The tea is no longer here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that was a.
I know you got the tea here. I can go to the. I know where you get your tea. I can go get the tea.
Yeah, it's probably
bring it
around the
back.
corner of
I just
7-Eleven.
want to sit here and eat crumpets, but no.
Overpaid for all this shit.
I'm in a suit.
I'm already here.
I'm in a suit. My wife looks fantastic. My girls are all dressed up. They had gotten outfits for this for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
No.
So like we get there. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
your girls get into it.
So everyone's disappointed, and we're like, all right, how do we pivot? You know, what do we do? So we're like, we'll go to Ruth's Chris, which
Nice.
is actually a really good idea because now I get a steak. I went from tea
Right.
to steak.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, can I get an upgrade?
And you went from
I'm not-
14 miles from your house to 1 mile from your house.
Yeah, perfect. Now I'm thinking cream
Shit,
spinach.
not even a mile
I
from
went
your
from
house.
crumpets to cream spinach, tea to steak. It was quite the upgrade. So we go there. So I go in, get a reservation.
So they
go
let you
there.
in without a reservation.
So I actually walked in right when we came back. I walked in. I set a reservation for like 45 minutes from then, because I had to.
Well, you're lucky to get that. I mean,
Yeah, no
you're
doubt.
not always guaranteed.
No. Oh, here was the kick in the ass. I walk in, and I'm like, I had made the reservations 45 minutes prior for 4 people. We walk back in 45 minutes later because I actually had to run home and send out like 2 emails. I was like, honey, actually, this is better because I'm not.
Oh, so you
hungry.
didn't call and make the reservation. You
I showed
drove
up.
by
I went in. I was like, here's my name. Here's my party. I want it
because it was early still.
at 6 o'clock.
Because y'all
Just-
were doing 4:15 tea, so you
Yeah.
you had the time to drive
But
home.
I'm like, honey, I don't want to walk in there now. Like, I'm not hungry.
yeah.
Like, I'll be hungry in a little bit of time, and like, I have a handful of work things that just blew up. I just want to run home, knock them out. So I ran home, knocked them out, went back. We walk in. She goes, you just canceled your reservation. I was like, what are you talking about?
What?
I am not kidding. This guy, Brandon Kennedy, showed up
Oh, no.
and canceled his reservation. He walked in and goes, actually, you know what? We're just going to sit at the bar. Cancels the reservation. They scratched my reservation off.
Not
So then
his.
Can't you sit in?
It worked out because
Yeah.
I was like, I'm the guy who was here like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Now I have my whole family with me. They're like, yeah, we got you. So they sit us down. We have a fantastic meal. I love.
But what are the odds?
No
Yeah.
doubt, right? I was like, seriously? A Brandon Kennedy showed up. Cancels the whole thing. So fortunately, they were able to squeeze us into the room that had 17 open tables.
I was going to say, yeah.
Right.
I'm like, what are you talking about? But so we have this whole meal, and then I had this proud-ass moment, dude. At the end of the meal, we've had a great meal, and my daughter
I love
sits.
that place.
I do, too. I enjoy a Ruth's Chris. I can't afford it often.
Yeah.
But in the moment,
Well, you know what though?
it's the best.
We have one of the most unique Ruth Chris because you travel out. I mean, I've traveled and eaten at other Ruth Chris across the country, and they're standalone free buildings that will be built. They don't hold
No.
up to being built inside a plantation.
This
Yeah.
is and a haunted one at that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so we get sat in the back room, and I go, "Oh, girls, this is the most haunted room in the whole place."
Oh, yes.
But so we're eating, and like my daughter is trying like all the different meats. She's like loving it, and she gets this great like stuffed chicken dish, and she's eating, and then she sits back, and
So
her face is totally red, and she's like, "I'm just sweating, and I don't know why."
Meat sweats.
I was so proud. I was so proud. I looked over, and I go, "Honey, you got the meat sweats."
That's
she's like,
awesome.
She's like, "But I'm cold and I'm sweating and I'm uncomfortable." And I was like, "Oh,
You've gorged
I was
yourself
like,
on
honey,
meats.
you've done it. You've eaten so much meat, your body can't comprehend."
Was this the older one or the younger
The
one?
older one.
Nice.
Your little
I was-
your little gallbladder screaming.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh, next is gout." So happy for you. But
Your internal organs are like, we're working overtime. Go, go, go.
she got her first meat sweats, and it was like
It's the best place to do it.
it's like she had moved up to like adult status to me. I started telling dirty jokes.
Oh, no.
Like,
Here we go.
I was like, "Oh, it's amongst friends now."
Give her a whiskey.
The meat. Hey, this girl needs a whiskey.
Can we get a smoked bourbon over here, please?
Yeah.
Exactly. I was so
That's
proud.
awesome.
Of her. I was so proud. I never, because I'm the only one in the family who gets meat sweats. And
Yeah.
they've seen it before. I'll sit there and gorge myself on meat until
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable and start sweating, and they're like, "Ha ha, she got him."
I've only really done that at those Texas State Brazil places where like they
Yeah.
just keep bringing
That's
the
what I told her.
multiple ones.
That's what I told her. I said, I actually told her about that. I go, "You take the puck and you put that thing on red." And she's like, "What's the puck?" I was like, "You turn it red. Red means they don't serve you it. Green means bring me the meat." And I was like, and for the first 20 minutes, when everyone else is eating breads and salads and nonsense, you leave it on red.
You're red.
Solid red. And then as
And
soon
you don't go
as-
to the salad bar.
Yeah.
No, you do not. And then as soon as you see that first steak come out, you turn that thing over.
Oh, they'll bring a chicken. You're still red.
You're still red.
Yeah.
You turn it over. There'll be chicken later.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna start getting the meats. And I was like, and now when everyone else starts turning red, you're gonna see cuts of beef that no one should
Yeah.
get their hands on.
Yep.
And I'm green in that moment. And I will
Then
eat
I
myself.
staple it on green.
Yeah. And then I will start moving into the chicken at that
Yeah.
point. But I want that prime cut.
Yep.
And I will make myself physically
Sick, yeah.
ill. I don't care. I'll sit back. You want to drink? Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm sweating. And she did it.
That's
She
awesome.
earned her stripes.
She didn't puke, did she?
Mm.
No, she loved it. Hell,
That's good.
she had some sorbet after because
Hell yeah.
she tried to get some ice cream. I go sorbet. She's like, "Why?" It's like, "Trust me on this.
Yeah.
Meat sweats. You don't
Yeah.
need any more dairy.
You don't need more richness.
You need a little something different."
Yeah.
I think
So-
it's been probably at least 5, 6, no, it's been almost 10 years. We're at the beach, me and my brother. And if you know my brother, he loves to cook. That's his whole thing.
Oh,
Oh, he
yeah.
can cook.
He likes to
And-
feed people.
Yeah, he likes to feed people.
Yeah, he gets
He
the enjoyment.
He went to Texas Roadhouse and brought 10 steaks and all the accoutrements to
For the
hang
main
out.
It was
course.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
So there was this thing for, I don't know.
Shout out to the Williamson #1.
Yeah.
Still going.
I knew where you were going with that one.
You're #1.
So, anyways, every year while we were going down to the beach, there was always this thing between his girls, his 2 daughters, and me. They would do this because the food challenge, like the man versus
I
food
love a food
television
Yeah.
show, was like really, really popular. So there was this whole thing of food versus Uncle Stu, and my brother would come up with some different dish every summer for me to
Food
eat.
versus stew. I am already sold. New podcast segment. Let's do this.
You don't eat a lot though. You're not a big eater.
I eat.
You're
I mean,
a skinny
I can.
mini.
I
don't see you putting down a lot
That
of
is
food.
a skinny man.
He gave me a pound. This food challenge was a pound burger.
A 1 pound burger.
Yeah,
That's a Tuesday.
with the like he had to buy some baker's bun, carve it out. Like there was like half pound of toppings between lettuce and cheese and tomatoes and the whole 9 yards. And I sat down and I ate it. I ate the whole thing. It was 4 o'clock.
Did you get them meat sweats?
Got the meat sweats.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Went to bed at 5. Didn't wake up till 2 o'clock the next morning, or till 10 o'clock the next morning.
Oh wow,
knocked
it
me
really
out.
shuts you down.
I'm not a big on.
I can't eat that much. I mean, I can eat a decent. Like I could never be a competitive eater. I don't eat that much. I like to eat, but I don't like to.
Competitive eating though it's like the porn of
Yeah.
of
Yeah, but like
eating.
even when I go to the Texas State Brazils or whatever, like I don't overeat to that. To like, I mean, I've gotten the meat sweats, but like I can't like put like crazy amounts away. Like,
So I'll tell you, Troy. I don't know if you've noticed this, or Brennan, you too. But like
Oh, I'm in?
in my 30s, I would always on a regular get seconds.
yeah,
In my 40s, I tend to like, here's the meal, here's your first serving. I take one of everything. Like let's say it's Thanksgiving even, or whatever the meal. I take a good portion, but it's always I don't go back for seconds.
I've never had a meal where I didn't take seconds. Like I just if I'm in a restaurant, I'm humped. Like what can
But
I
I do
do?
find myself eating more meals in a day versus like years and years ago. I'd be like, oh, give me a huge lunch.
Yeah, that's
maybe
actually, that's
dinner.
why you're thin like that.
Have you ever taken your girls to the melting pot?
I don't go to melting pots.
Oh, you did. You told a story about that, right?
Yeah,
you had a
well,
bad
so I
experience
have
there.
no. I have a rule. I will go to a melting pot if you allow me to eat pizza.
This
prior.
involves the tip.
That's right. You didn't think there was enough food there. For
I
you.
can't slow eat. Slow eat ain't my thing. And I
Uh-huh.
don't like to cook my own food. I can't believe I'm paying more.
You did take. That's right. You've taken your girls there because you stopped and got pizza on the way.
I
right?
have a pizza
Yeah.
rule. No, my wife is fully aware of this. I will go to the melting pot. I need at least 2 like big slices of pizza before I go in there. I will not go.
See, I thought you mentioned also something about the fact that if I'm cooking my own food, why am I tipping?
Oh, it's everything about fondue offends me.
I like the melting pot. To me, it's a cool experience. Like you don't get that. It's like going to hibachi. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
you
but
don't get
hibachi
that.
they give you a mountain of food.
I feel, but when the
Oh,
one
I
ti-
get the sweats in hibachi places.
That's
Boy,
because they
howdy.
give you a mountain of rice and hope you fill up on that, and then they give you a little bit of the other
I
stuff.
think we've taken the boys to the melting pot once, and I thought we all ate fine. Like I wouldn't. I mean, we got like the whole like the appetizers, the meal, the dessert plate, like the whole 9
and it
yards.
took 3 hours.
It did take 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm furious. I do not
But
have
that's
the
the
attention
experience.
span. Nope, not for me. That's
Yeah?
why I say 2 slices of pizza before we walk in. I am now satiated.
Yeah, but
I
you
can-
probably spent a good hour and a half at Ruth's Chris.
Oh yeah, I think it damn near took 2 hours. But I also had a blast. I was eating tons of food.
I think we've talked about this. Ruth's Chris, little known fact, one of the dopest happy hours / music / hang spots.
especially
on
in the,
the courtyard,
especially
yeah.
in the summertime.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to go in the courtyard
So
now.
Ruth's Chris makes a burger during their happy hour times, and that is a high end burger.
It's Wagyu, isn't it?
I think it's one of those. It's like
In betweeners?
There's certain bourbons where they're like, yeah, and it's got the old Stitzel Weller in it. Yeah, it has a
Yeah.
drop in that huge vat over there. Like it's. I think there may be a hint of Wagyu,
Yeah. Well,
but
Yeah.
I dig it. The burger is fantastic.
Yeah, we've taken our kids to the happy hour outside thing at Ruth's Chris, but we never taken them to dinner. Only she and I will go there because I can't imagine what it was.
oh my God.
Take
Oh, it
a
was
family of 4 to.
I remember one time went to Chris.
cost more than a bottle of Camus from '76.
I had a $150 gift card that was given to me to Ruth Chris, and myself and another couple. We took this other couple out to dinner,
Yeah, that didn't work.
and
Hold on, a threesome went?
no,
You said myself and another couple.
He did.
sorry, my ex-wife and me.
Okay.
And
So
this
double
other
date.
couple, double date. Took them out for dinner. Yeah, took them out to dinner, and I'd been given a $150 gift card. That didn't even cover
yeah.
the drinks.
Yeah. Well, yeah, especially if you're drinking. Therein lies the problem.
Yeah. Oh, $100 gift card. Thanks
You
a
can
lot.
you can eat there for
You suck, jackass.
you can eat there. 2 people can eat there for $120.
Yeah, but you give me a $150 gift card to Taco Bell, we are dancing. We are dancing. I
Yeah.
can eat for days. Ruth's Chris, it really is. I mean, that's the entry fee.
Yeah,
Membership only.
I do love it, though.
it's a great restaurant.
There's just something about how polite they are to you.
Yeah.
You know, he came up to me, the waiter comes up to me, and he says, they know your name, right? Because they get it from the hostess, and they come over.
It's not as
They're
fancy.
not psychic?
Did you notice it's not as fancy as it used to be thanks to COVID? Like, there's no back waiters. There's no, like...
That's true. It's
Yeah.
like the same dude
Yep,
and maybe
the same-
one helper.
Yeah. Like, somebody will carry something out, but it used to be like every time the waiter came over, the back waiter came and, like, served the drinks and cleaned
Yep.
the tables and did all the stuff.
You
Now
saw
it's
your
like,
back waiter 3 times as many
Yeah,
times as
yeah.
like the main waiter.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly
Well,
it. But the service is great.
prior to
No, it's still
COVID,
great.
prior to COVID, which I don't know now, but I did know that the average age of a Ruth Chris waiter is 43.
Oh,
Because
they
they
make,
make money.
yeah, they
Yeah.
make bank.
Well, there's 18% naturally on top of every tab.
True.
So they
but
have to
still.
come over and they go, it's 18%. It's already in there. And then you have to figure out, well, am I going to be an 18%er or do I
Yeah.
have to like
You don't want to not tip.
how much
extra
would you
there.
have tipped on like call it a $320 meal
Is that with the tip already included?
included?
I don't know. I'd have to do the math because I wouldn't want to tip more than 20%.
I'd probably just
like-
throw in like another $40.
You would throw 40 on top of it.
Yeah, because that's not going to be nearly the percentage to go way over.
See, I didn't know what to do,
It's
so
like
I
a-
just put a $20 bill in
Yeah,
there.
that's-
So
Yeah,
now I
that's
feel-
probably fine.
But now I feel bad because you went. Now I need to feel like I go back and, hey, Bobby, I owe you $20.
No, it doesn't matter.
Have you guys?
I
ever-
just felt like I did the math real quick, and I
Yeah.
was like, technically speaking, I'm still giving
He's
him
still
like
making a fortune.
$14 more than 20%.
Yeah. Well, have you ever eaten in the little war room up front, the little private room they have up there?
I've never
When-
been
I've
invited.
only been in the bar.
So when you first walk in, to the right's the bar, and you got the little area that's
Yeah, there's
waiting.
a little area.
Yeah.
But to the left, even further left, is a little room that holds a table of 12, and it's like for little private events if you want to book it. And the doorway, because it's an old
Oh, yeah, they're all
plantation,
short.
it's like only a 6.5 foot doorway. You got to like duck in to get in and around, but it's kind of neat. Side note,
So I like any restaurant that has a nook and cranny.
it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a little back spot that I can get into.
Yeah, because
Always cool.
your local McDonald's isn't haunted.
No, and I like anything that has a haunted past.
Yeah.
Like I dig that. Oh, okay. So this is interesting. And Stu, I want to talk to you about this because you're. Hold on. Do we want to give them more than we should?
Sure. If you got something to talk about,
It's just an interesting thing that I've noticed popping up.
yeah, go for it.
All right. Everybody
I'm timing you. Go.
everybody who's never Venmo'd the show, stop now. This is bonus content. So, hey Troy, what is the Venmo?
At Inside the Pound House.
That's excellent. If you were going to buy sunglasses, where would you buy them?
Nectar sunglasses.
That's where I would go to. I'd drop Bowflex in the coupon code.
And you'd save 10%?
It's over 15.
Yeah, I think it's 20.
20%
off your
you said.
entire order.
Bowflex.
Yeah,
Huh.
just with Bowflex.
Very interesting. And if you're going to get a mortgage, I'd go with Screen Door Mortgage.
Yes, for sure.
There. Now all the schmucks.
Yeah. And if you need a house, give me a call.
That was a good podcast, don't you think?
Boom.
Now we're
Done.
done.
Okay, here we go. We'll do this.
Peace out.
Oh, no, it didn't work.
All right, see you guys next week.
Cheers.
I hate puppies.
Okay, so check this out.
All right, we're all in.
Top secret. Bonus content for those that have paid.
This has got the meta tag on the back end of it, right?
Yeah. So I saw that there's a new scam going on right now, and I find it very interesting. And this morning it blew up on Reddit for the local Reddit here in Richmond, where there was a house listed on Zillow, and it was a gorgeous home, right? It's a really nice house. Had it all going on, nooks and crannies. That's what made me think of it. And all these cool like nooks and crannies. Is an old like 1900s home, early 1900s. Had all this cool stuff, and the guy in the listing was like, "Yeah, you know, we're in a really good spot right now. We just need to get rid of it. Like we don't use this house, so we're just trying to get rid of it to pay off our taxes for this year. So we just want to flip the house, but we need to get it done in the next couple of days because if we don't flip it, then I can't I can't claim it.
Yeah.
So he's pulling this little like
January 15th. He's
Yeah.
yeah. So he's like, so I gotta flip this house real quick, and I got all these taxes I owe. So I'm selling the house for like $120,000. This house had sold for $1 million like just the other day. So people are like,
Holy shit.
oh shit, like there's a huge opportunity. This dude owes over $100,000 in taxes.
Where people should have been going, ew, ew, ew. Like that's
Sure. A lot
red
of people
flags.
go ew, ew,
Yeah.
ew. And then there's a percentage of the population that goes, ew.
yeah.
Like,
I have
am
$100,000.
in. So then he's like, but look, it's been like overwhelming demand. So if you want to look at it, the first 5 people I know at this price point, it's going to jump. You just got to Zelle me this much money.
Ooh.
And then I'll let you guys look at it, and then you guys can fight it out. But this will be a great starter home in an amazing area.
I like
Starter
it.
home,
Yeah.
because you're getting it for
$1
like
million starter home.
yeah, you're going to get it for $100,000 to $200,000, depending on where you guys battle
Yeah.
it out. So like, all right, so just send me $1,000 on Zelle to this account. We're good. So what this dude did is somebody found a home that had been listed in the past. He got all the pictures. He bought a Zillow listing without putting it on the MLS and said, I'm just putting this house out there. Puts it out onto Zillow, and then everyone starts
Pictures from a
competing.
random house. Not even his house, I assume.
Not his house.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, this hits Reddit this morning, and everyone's like, "This is a crazy deal." And
This
everyone's
is
like,
local? This is happening
Yeah, this
local?
just happened down
Oh,
the
wow.
way.
Did it actually hit Zillow?
It hit Zillow.
Because you have to create an account, one, which I guess you can do. Two, you
Yep.
have to be the owner of the
Well, this is
home.
why I wanted to ask you: how did this happen?
My house is on
'Cause-
Zillow, and I don't think I have a Zillow account.
So
no,
you-
because when you listen in the MLS, Zillow
Then
picks it up.
It picks it up. But if you
Okay.
want to, like right now, you can go to Zillow, log in. It'll ask you a few questions, and you can prove that you're the owner of the home.
Uh-huh.
And then you can like tear down every single picture they got. You can just say
Put new
nope,
pictures.
do whatever. Yeah, you can do anything as long
what's
as you.
funny is one of the comments. This guy goes, "Okay, this is really funny to see. I own that house and I live in that house.
Oh, snap.
I didn't post this." He's like, "I bought this house 1.5 years ago and I love it here. Great house.
Not moving.
I wouldn't call it a starter home.
Yeah.
I paid, $1 million some dollars for this home." And so the people were like, "Well, what the hell is going on?" And within like 3 hours, it was gone.
Oh yeah,
It had been taken off of
But
Zillow.
did the dude get...
Who knows?
yeah.
So we don't
So
know.
how many people? Like, Stu,
So what I'm
explain
sa-
this to
what
me.
I'm
How
getting-
did he get in? How did somebody pull this scam?
He was able. I mean, he's probably just able to create an account and get around whatever Zillow's fact checking to say this is my actual house.
Can you imagine how many houses they have to fact check?
They're not
Like,
fact checking. They're not fact checking the pictures.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
Yeah.
So because but
Pictures were gorgeous, beautiful.
So he probably had enough of the guy's personal information to make it sound like
which
he
you
owned the
could
house.
get from tax records.
Yeah, I mean,
load
people
it
get
up.
people get personal
Yeah.
information. Like
Yeah, that's
Facebook is full of what's your cat's
right.
name and middle name and where'd you grow up, like, and it's like you're giving out all your personal information over the internet. Like
But
people do that all the time.
Whoever pulled this little scam, okay, outside of the IT,
Sounds federal.
outside of like getting in and hacking or whatever, whether he hacked or not, or was able to get the listing on Zillow.
Well, I don't think this was a hack. I
No,
think
it
yeah,
doesn't-
He's brilliant. He's brilliant in the fact that he's taking advantage of what is a unique market. Because
Yes.
there are people who are like, I've lost out on 4 or 5 houses I've bid on. If I can get a first look by giving $1,000 and nobody else gets to get in there, except
it's
these
just
4
going to
other
be
people,
it's just going to be these 5 people.
then we're it. I'm
Well,
not going
And then I'm
to
going to show it to them,
so-
and then they can bid it out. But I don't have time for this bullshit. I want 5 people, and the highest bid wins.
Yeah.
Game
But
on.
this is the same scam as when you and I used to list our cars on eBay, and a buyer gets in touch with you and says,
I'm overseas.
I'm overseas. I'm home for the military
yeah.
in a second.
Yeah.
I can't get the account set up. Send $1,000 here so we get connected, and then I'll pay you the rest when I pick it up.
or the scam was, I have this car. You'll reserve it for the. Yeah, no, I know exactly what
Right.
you're saying.
Either
so,
way.
Yeah,
But
I've
so
seen
then-
that. I've been looking for boats over the past few years, and I've seen this boat's great.
I'm out of town.
I'm overseas. I'm in the military. I got to
Yeah.
leave town. I don't.
And they
need-
always drop a name, and then you
Yeah.
can Google that name, and sure enough, that dude is a doctor.
Yeah.
Overseas, like there's always a backstory that
Yeah.
checks out. And so this was a scam that was running through Zillow, and then so I started seeing the comments as people started coming in, and they're like, "It's so funny you say this. I know so and so in this market
Mm-hmm.
who a similar thing popped up. They sent the $1,000 via electric transfer,
Yeah.
and then the whole Zillow listing disappeared later that day,
So
and
then,
it was over.
So this leads to kind of what my girlfriend's business is all about, which is somebody may have hacked or been able to hack Zillow.
But I don't think this is a hack.
Doesn't sound like a hack.
No, but let's say somebody's able to hack Zillow and then they can give it out to everybody that wants to use this scam, which is they're not
so
going to check
here's
your
the-
information. I can just load it up.
So here's the ground rules. Here's how you can do it. These are the loopholes.
Yeah, so this is what you want to do.
Dark web, NFT, crypto. It all makes sense. But I found it wild to watch because when it popped off this morning, it was there. The listing was real. It looked good.
That is wild.
By lunchtime, the listing was gone, and it had just gone back. The Zillow listing reverted to this house sold a couple years ago. Here's all the information. Same photos, same info.
Crazy.
Somebody had just pilfered that stuff
Yeah.
from the internet, put it back out there on Zillow, probably got a handful of people
Yeah, got a few grand.
to send $1,000 in via electric transfer, shut that
Gone.
account down and disappear because that's tied to some offshore bank.
Yep.
And it's over. So
Yeah.
this is a new
So you're-
scam that's capitalizing on that hot real estate market with dope homes with good backstories. Like, hey, if you just send me this money, we can button this up.
Which is
And
more-
$1,000
which
to
is-
get in on a bidding war on $1 million home
Yeah.
for 5 people. Like,
I'm in.
it's not a horrible.
Yeah.
like, you're like, oh shit.
Whenever you have to prepay for something you shouldn't have to, it's probably
Sure.
a scam.
But there is like 1% of the population
Oh,
that
yeah.
looks at that and their spidey sense
That's
does
all it
not go
takes.
off. They go, finally,
Got it.
something
Yeah.
broke my way.
Yep, and just goes to say, get a realtor when you're dealing with those things.
Yeah.
There you go. Stu, do you know any realtors?
Not really. In the room, yes.
Speaking of scams, did you ever hear about this scam? This was like one. It's not one of the first scams. It was one of the first scams I remember hearing about. This is back when, before the internet and all this stuff. Guys used to take, and they would pick football games, and they would mail out hundreds of letters to random homes and be like, this game's a lock this week. Now you don't.
How's that a scam?
So here's what happens. I'm your bookie. This game's a lock. Whatever. Send me money, and I'll give you next week's games. Well, 50% of those games would hit, right? Because if the line,
So now 50% of those people are like, this dude's a lot.
yeah. So then you just get rid of the 50 you missed on. You send out more letters again to the same group that hit. People may or may not send you money.
So now it goes down to about another 50%.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you're just getting checks in the mail for guessing, air quotes, games that you have no clue on.
But why would I send you money? You send me.
After the third game you pick correctly,
Oh,
I'm like,
I'm
oh,
in on this.
shit.
This
Yeah,
dude,
like,
this
yeah.
dude gets it.
yeah, I'm definitely in. It's just a game of numbers, right?
Okay,
Like,
so if in a modern era, so I send out 1 million emails,
yep,
and I go, this is the game.
yeah,
500,000 of those people got it. They go, why is this dude hitting me up? But that's brilliant. Then I do it again. Now we're down to
yeah.
250,000.
I think the first week people are like, whatever.
Yeah. So now the second week it hits again.
yeah,
Now I'm down to 250,000.
Yeah.
Then I send it out again. Now we're reducing that to 125,000. But now this
It looks like you picked
125,000
4
people
games in a
have
row.
hit 3 in a row.
yeah,
Right.
3, 4 in a row.
And then you just send out to 50 people, send me $5,000 and I will invest in the best bet ever.
Or you just say sign up for my picks.
yeah,
I'm a lock, and then you get the 5% that are degenerates, and they send you money, and then you disappear into the night.
and you just do it all over again.
Hell yeah, let's do that. I mean,
That's a-
horrible.
That's what you could do with snail mail back in like the late 70s, early
But
80s.
like Brendan said, you could.
But you do
there's
it on
probably,
email now.
There's probably an email way. There's
I
probably
could probably text 1 million people.
I think the Nigerian prince ruined it for us all.
Okay, I'm still waiting on that.
people still love gambling though. People
True,
still. I mean,
but
think what do y'all
I know.
I listen to all these podcasts and like I think there's one I forget who it's even with, but like you can bet $5 and win on the Super Bowl and win 56 times that if you hit.
Oh yeah.
Like that those odds are insane.
So
But
that's
they-
how I made all my money in.
Yeah.
I signed up, and this is the season. Everybody who has legal gambling
Yep.
in your state, the Super Bowl promos that they will run, you should take advantage of. Those are not scams.
Yeah.
I literally bet like $20 on the Bucks last year, and I won $300.
Well, the
and all I
scam
had to
is-
do was bet that money before I can claim
that's
that
the
money.
only scam.
But that's fine. I've been betting on that stupid winnings from that Super Bowl all year long.
You mean Eastern Finals, right? Basketball. You said Bucks.
Last year, the Tampa Bay
that's
Buccaneers.
Right. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I was thinking the Milwaukee Bucks.
So I actually put in like the maximum.
So
bet.
you're still
Right, but
playing
they're-
right now
I have been playing on house money
for a year.
all season long.
Well, that's pretty
And
good.
if I ever run out of that money, which I won't, because I'm like the best
you
gambler
win
ever.
so much.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
I was just saying because that's what they're banking on. That's
Of
the
course.
catch,
And that's
You
why
can't-
they won't give you the
you're
money.
not
until
cashing
you bet.
out. You
have
can't
to
cash
bet
out.
the
Well, they won't
equivalent.
let you.
You have to bet the equivalent. So like if my odds gave me an extra $300 that I shouldn't have earned,
You have to.
I have to gamble $300.
Yeah.
I don't have to lose it. I just have to bet the equivalent of $300.
You have to make $300 worth of bets.
So if I turn around and bet $300 the next
On
day,
one day and you
it
won.
hits,
No, not
all that
one
money-
day.
No, but I
no,
can.
I know.
I'm saying I can.
Yeah,
you
can.
To shorten up the logic.
Yeah.
I could bet the $300 the next day. If it hits, that $600's mine.
Yeah.
But I have to bet it.
But the house usually wins, and then once they get you
Yeah.
betting, they got the hooks in. It's like the drug
So
dealer that gives you
the beauty
the first
is-
tip for free.
Because you're the anomaly in the fact that you long played your money.
Hell yeah.
The average person would be like, "Oh, I just got $300. Let me pick the next game."
But like a
$300.
schmuck, I put $100 on the Bulls to win 43.5 games. Looks pretty good right now.
Yeah.
Pretty excited.
Is that
I
with the
put-
same company?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
But that's what I'm telling everyone out there. Like, you really do have an opportunity because the Super Bowl is coming. If you're working with FanDuel, now's the
Yeah.
time to get in on MGM because you can bet
or
that.
DraftKings if they're here. I don't know if they're here.
But this is if you have a good Super Bowl bet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no harm in you dropping $20 on it because if you win, now you do have an account that's $300.
yeah.
And you can slowly work with that. And if you lose it, you lost the $20.
Yeah.
So be it. Close out the account. Move on.
But you won't.
You won't. You won't lose. Nobody loses.
You won't close it out either.
No, you won't, and that's the beauty. But there's so many of these now that all
Yeah.
offer these promos that you can just kind of work through them and work.
And some
the
of them are
system.
guaranteed locks. They'll be like, if somebody scores, you get $100.
Yeah, but
Like,
those are the piddly bets.
But still, like if you bet $500 and guaranteed $100 win, you're like, sweet, I'm playing with $105.
I can put guaranteed on the side of the box.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
but I'd
Tommy
rather stick
boy.
my head up a bull's ass. Wait,
right.
what? I don't think that's right. No, but those are awesome. And 'tis the season.
Yeah.
We're getting to gambling season. Pretty excited.
Yeah. It's always gambling season.
Unfortunately, it is. And so, actually, this was something I was thinking about because since we were voted the best sports podcast in Richmond,
We kill sports.
but we don't talk about sports. So that award was really heartbreaking to win because it's like you never even listened. But I would like to, at the end of every episode, start putting out like our locks, like right before we close out.
Well, then we got to keep track of it.
Yeah, sure. And at the end of the year, then at least we could see who does all right. Just
And are we talking cricket? We talking soccer? We talking
no,
football?
we'll be football.
Or are we going to be
gambling.
active with whatever's on television right now as to what we're going to have a lock on? Because there's going to be a window here in a second, which,
I hate this window. I'm a football gambling guy.
yeah. So once
Otherwise,
this-
I'll tell you every week, bet on the Bulls.
right. So you got the window that is Super Bowl ends, the NBA is just kind of playing, and then Daytona's the 18th. So
No
if
one's
you're-
betting on Daytona.
Oh, you like to pick a color and a number and go for a car.
I will literally bet on the 4.
There you go.
Telling you it now.
Okay. So your lock this weekend with the next gen cars are going to be number 4.
No, I
No.
like this idea. I think
I'm just saying, right
just
at the
football
end,
only.
Like, I'm not talking about
Everybody
making
pick
this-
one game.
Making this, I don't want to make this a gambling podcast.
No.
Just saying, at the very end,
But we can tally ours.
we just and
we
then
got
we
individuals.
bet against amongst each other. But like, if we did say, okay, here's my lock of this upcoming week, bet on this game, and then we just tally them up, and then we just see how it works out at the end of
Yeah.
the year. But one of us might
One
be,
game a week?
Yeah, that's it. We're not
Any
a sports
game?
podcast, but at least we should lean into the award.
Yeah, because we go on Thursdays. We could pick a Thursday, Sunday, or Monday game.
Yeah. And if you listen to the podcast, you can probably send $10 in via Venmo. And if our pick wins and yours loses, we get to keep the $10. If you win, we'll give you $10 back.
So
No,
Stu,
that will
I don't-
never happen.
Stu, I don't think you understand how scams
Yeah, I
work.
don't think you understand how
At
capitalism
no point
works.
am I going to pay out. Never.
Right. We would never pay out. We just keep.
No, you just
Okay.
said we
Yeah,
pay
but he
you
said-
$10.
No. They
that was for show.
listeners pay us $10 for the bet because nobody's
Yeah, man,
supporting.
I'll tell you what, that dang old internet, man, you just go on there and point and click, click,
Boom,
click, click,
Howard
click, click,
gets
click. It's real easy, man.
We can do this. I just think we should
that'd be
incorporate,
fun.
since we are the best sports podcast in Richmond, which we've never talked about sports.
And I'm not a gambler.
Let's add a 5-minute right at the end,
Starting next season.
either
We're
next
gonna
season
start
or in the
now?
playoffs.
Then we should start now because this is the first weekend of the playoffs.
I do not know what the spreads are this weekend.
I don't
and
know the
do
spreads
not
or
have
the
an
games.
opinion. So,
Oh, I could pull them up real quick, but
I have an account.
The Bears and Saints aren't in.
that's true.
Now the Bengals are, but
And
I
that's
would not
one-
pick them.
I would not pick Philly. They're playing Tampa Bay first round.
And this is against the spread too, not just outright.
Oh yeah, these are gambling bets.
Bengals -5.5.
4.5.
Yahoo has 5.5.
No one's betting on freaking Yahoo, dude. So currently it's the Las Vegas Raiders plus 4.5 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Or Cincinnati Bengals are favored by 4.5. New England Patriots, Buffalo Bills. Bills are favored by 4. Patriots. Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers are favored by 8.5.
That's a lot of
Buccaneers.
points.
49ers, Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 3.
I'll take the Niners as a lock.
Pittsburgh Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 12.5. Cardinals, Rams. Rams favored by 3.5. Those are the current lines.
I don't like any of those as locks.
I like the Cowboys against.
I
I,
feel-
like the Niners against the Cowboys.
I feel like the
Like they
Chiefs
should-
are going to smoke the
Cowboys will win.
Steelers, but 12.5 points
12 and a
is
half's
a lot.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why they did that.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
All right, so you don't want to pick one of those games?
I don't want to start yet.
I mean, I can read them off again if that helps.
Are you going to write it down?
Oh yeah, totally.
Y'all are on different sites though.
No, not the spread. Well, the spreads are about the same except for that one game.
About the same. We're gonna go with the FanDuel spreads.
Okay.
I'll tell you right now, the Patriots being dogs by 4 in Buffalo, that gets me turgid. Kind of like the Patriots.
Well,
there.
because everybody says what's his nuts for the Bills Allen can't play in the cold.
And then we got Cardinals and Rams on the final game on Monday night. That's probably the one everyone's most excited about. And the Cardinals are 3.5-point dogs against the Rams. Matthew Stafford sucks nuts. Even though I like the Rams there, I would take the Cardinals because I think Matthew Stafford will pull a lion.
I feel like the Bucks are locks at 8.5.
I also like the Cowboys to spank the Niners
Really?
at 3. Yeah, I can tell you as I go down them.
I'm liking the Niners just to win outright.
So here's how I look at this: Bengals Raiders. The Bengals are favored by 4.5. I'll take the Raiders.
They could win outright.
because the Raiders they shouldn't be here anyway.
Yeah.
Team of destiny. They'll falter next round. You got Patriots Buffalo. Buffalo favored by 4. I would take the Patriots. Eagles Bucks.
I'm picking the Bucks as my lock if we're going to do a lock.
Yeah, favored by 8.5.
Yeah.
I think Tom Brady will absolutely maul them. I
Yeah.
would agree with you there. Niners, Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 3. I would take the Cowboys. And then you got Pittsburgh and KC. KC favored by 12.5. Pittsburgh literally cannot score points.
Yeah.
Not only do I like the Chiefs, but I would almost take the under, except for the fact that the Chiefs could absolutely destroy it.
What's the over-under?
46.5.
The Chiefs might score 46 on their own.
And then you got the Cardinals, Rams, and the Rams favored by 3.5. So I think I would take the Cardinals, but I don't know which one of those is the lock.
That feels like a toss-up.
Yeah.
The Cardinals-Rams game.
So do you just want to pick a lock without looking at anything? You gotta.
If I had to pick a lock, I would go Bucks.
Troy's lock is the Bucks.
You want to see it again?
Nah, I'm good. I feel like that's the only one I know that's going to win outright by a lot.
Okay, Stu, do you got one in there?
Well, I was going 49ers, but I think I'm just gonna stick with the Bengals.
Think the Bengals are going to win?
Yeah, I think the Bengals will beat the Raiders.
Cover the
and they'll
what's
cover
the point?
5.5, and they're playing. Well, Brendan said 4.5.
We are at 4.5.
Okay, so which is less than where I'm at, but so yeah, I'm going to take the Bengals because they're playing at home, and Joe took a week off, and there's a lot of passing going on there.
there you go.
I like your thought.
And I
Bengals haven't won a game since a playoff game since '91. Did you see the meme? They have not. No one's ever texted after winning a
wasn't
Bengals winning a playoff game because
Yes,
texting started in
texting wasn't
'92.
I saw that. That was pretty hilarious.
So I'll be the first to text.
All right, so I'm torn between the Cardinals, Cowboys, and the Patriots. I'm just going to run it all the way back and take the Cowboys.
All right. We'll see how this goes.
Okay, so there we go. We're officially Troy's got the Bucks with the spread, Stu's got the Bengals, and Brendan has the Cowboys.
Let's see how this goes. We'll all lose, and this will be the end. The first and only time we do this.
And then we can make it an NFT.
Yes, exactly.
Of all of our sad, broke faces.
All right, well, there we go. We gave them an hour 50.
Too much.
I told it, but everyone who hasn't paid is already
they left.
Yeah. So
we're good.
The dozens of cool people are here. The thousands of schmucks have gone away. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't had a chance to head over to the Venmo, well, then I guess you wouldn't be here.
Yep, that's right.
But what
you
is
know it's at Inside the Powerhouse on Venmo.
He knows that.
All the cool kids know.
That's right. If you haven't had a chance to send us any topics, you can do so at insidethepallethouse@gmail.com, or you can always find us on Facebook, and you can always find us on Instagram and Twitter at ITPH Podcast. And I just saw the other day that Spotify is now accepting reviews of podcasts. So
Nice.
Troy wants you to review.
Please.
There you go. If you haven't had a chance to check out Screen Door Mortgage, that means you probably didn't need a mortgage. But if you do, you should head over to Screen Door Mortgage. Everybody needs sunglasses. Trust me, your eyes are hurting in that sun. And now this time of year, they're hurting in the snow. Head over to Nectar Sunglasses, drop BOWFLEX in the coupon code. You'll get 20% off. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out.
That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
I do.